And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ESA Cup Season 7, where we're now in Stage 2 in the fourth week in the second match of those elimination matches, BO3 matches, where either teams stay in the competition just at least for one more week or are being sent home. We have already seen various teams fall, but there's still a few in the race. And today, tomorrow, and then next week, we will see the final matches of the stage after we know exactly which teams are going to the final stage and who will play who. My name is Bozomax. I am supposed to be here with Nash, but Nash is for some reason missing. Hopefully, he'll be able to join us a little bit later on for tonight. But for now, I'll just be starting this match solo. So yeah, let's just take a look at which match we're playing. We're seeing WeSports versus Windows Key. Like I said, this is an elimination match, so the loser will be sent home, while the winner will play next week. The final chance to either qualify or be eliminated. It's going to be a BO3 match, so it's going to be a very, very spicy match between these two teams. And to get an idea of which map we're actually going, where the battlefield, where this battle will be fought, let's just take a look at the map ends. So the map ends are showing on the screen right now. We can see Oregon is going to be the very first map of today. This will be followed by Clubhouse. Very original map picks in this case. The most played maps are the ones that we will be seeing for the first two. But if it happens that each team wins one of these maps, we will be going to a bit of more interesting map, which is going to be Consulate, which would be the decider for today. Well, to get a bit of an idea of what we can expect of this match between these two teams, let's just take a look at the predictions that have been done by both our community and our production members. So the first one that we will be seeing here are the production members, and it's Nash, Suki, Ogon, and Rowan are all showing on the screen right now. But only Nash, my co-caster, voting for Windows Key, but also Purple, Void, and Pasta voting for Windows Key as well. Every other member, and the slight majority in that case, voting for WeSports. So slight majority there for WeSports. But let's also see then how the community has decided as well. Will we see a similar trend there? Or will those percentages be slightly different? Actually, no, it's way more in the favor for WeSports when it comes down to the community votes. So that really says, kind of shows that WeSports might be the better team, or at least the team with the most, where people are believing in the most. But of course, this match will ultimately decide how things will go for these two teams for tonight. Of course, we can take a quick look at what the Swiss bracket is looking at for the moment, so actually have an idea where we're at during this stage. So let's take a quick look here. We can see this will be the second match of the 1-2 of the third week of Swiss stage, where tomorrow we also will see Cosma Gaming versus Sevens Esports, so the final matches of the third week, after which is just the fourth week, where Minions, Mafia Squad, and Ecclesia are already waiting. So yeah, very curious to see how they'll be going. But for now, the map is starting, so let's see how this first map will go. Of course, we will be starting here with the operator bands, and it seems like, there's two players leaving, potentially a crash, but let's just hope they will be rejoining in time. But for this map, Oregon, the first map of today, we can see that Team Blue, which is going to be WeSports in this case, will be starting on the defense, and then it will be an attack start for Windows Key. So WeSports coming out with the first operator ban. We're seeing Ying, a very common ban for a map like Oregon, or basically any map in general. It's the most banned attacker at this moment. So for tonight, for this first map tonight, we will not see Ying being played. Oh, this is followed by Flores, also a very, very common ban. Nothing too crazy there. I mean, let me just take a look at the statistics for this competition in general. Flores is the fourth most banned offensive operator with a 18.6% ban rate. So it's a quite common ban, and especially, of course, on Oregon, especially the basement, where like Elbow, like there's usually a shield being placed there. Lots of destruction that can be done by those drones. But for that reason, he has now been banned. This has been followed by the Soulless ban, the most banned operator within the competition as of today, 60 times and 69.8%, almost 70%. We're seeing her being banned. So it's pretty rare to see her on the battlefield. And this is followed by Azami, which is the third most banned defensive operator. So yeah, so like I said, this first map, or at least I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we'll start with a solo guest here by me, Bozomax. and hopefully later on Nash will be joining me to complete the duo cast for tonight. Well, first defensive round for WeSports. We will be going to the laundry room, supply room, a very common starting place for basically any team on a map like Oregon. It's the strongest bomb site by far, potentially even one of the strongest bomb sites in the game. Like the basement, so many hard walls, just a little bit of verticality, but not too much either. And it just makes the bomb site
Defenders,
quite,
protect your
quite
bombs
strong.
from being defused by
And
attackers.
very understandable first pick. It also gives me a little moment to talk about these two teams, of course. It's Windoski and WeSports are actually flipped around. And I mean, those teams, we have seen them around for quite some time. They're also participating in various other competitions. And one of those is actually the RSX League Season 2 Major, where these two teams have played against each other 2 times, both BO3 matches. And I mean, surprisingly, I mean, given the prediction of of our viewers, it's actually WeSports winning both of those 2 BO3s. One match was played and was won by 2-0, which was a 7-5 on Oregon and a 7-2 on Bank, while the other was won by WeSports with a 2-1 score. With a 7-5 on Cafe, they lost 3-7 on Bank, and 1-7-4 on Border. So definitely historically, WeSports has been the more favorable and the more successful team out of these two. But if we do take a look at Bank, where Windoski managed to win with a 3-7, unfortunately we won't be seeing the map today, but definitely Windoski does have some chance here to also score some map points. Well, for now, the first round has started. Attackers are already entering the building, gaining quite a bit of control so far already, opening up some lines of sight to potential unaware defenders, and just waiting and putting themselves in the right position. Konski on the Monty, actually a very smart operator pick. Just try to remember how many times recently we have seen people die on the staircases, especially Freezer or the backstage stairs, where a mute or smoke shotgun was waiting with a shotgun in hand. And yeah, so many times people died there. And the Monty will be a perfect way to actually push the position like that. So I'm very curious to see in what extent Windoski is being able to get towards the bomb site a little bit faster. For now, I'm not seeing any blue outlines out of the bomb site for the moment. Actually, no, there's one playing inside of Meter. We're actually just gonna kill their Omner. That's the first player lost on the side of Windoski. It's now 5 versus 4, and then Kotsky with a nice response, taking out Weedy, and Peter with a kill on Afla, bringing this round to 3 versus 4, just 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. So with a 3 versus 4, the attackers now have gained a little bit of a lead in terms of man count, but still have quite a bit of work to be done. Hatches are now being opened, which will definitely ease their attack and give them some nice entry points and line of sight, but still control has to be gained. Konski playing as the Monty, playing solo quite dangerously, but as long as he's staying safely behind the shields, he can do quite well for the team. Another player has joined him for now and will be able to help him out, but Tedris with a kill on Jewett, and Jewett with a kill on Peter. That's a nice little refrag happening in there. Tedris with a kill on another player, and now it's all coming down the Phantom, the Mirror, in the 1 versus 3 situation. Quite a difficult position for him to be in, but still full HP. Also C4 in the pockets, which does provide some opportunity, and also some of those Goyo canisters to pop in any given moment. Monty actually bought with a very nice flick. The Monty gets taken care of. Ted's very low on HP. Just running around the corner, gets found and gets taken care of as well. Pizza just getting enough time to actually managing to stick the diffuser and to be able to fall back towards those stairs. Mirror now right behind our mirror window, trying to find out where the diffuser has been planted, but it has been planted in a fairly default location, so she should be able to find it relatively quickly. C4 being thrown, unfortunately not doing a single bit of damage there on the Hibana, but Hibana has very smartly relocated herself to the hatch where she can easily drop down. So now it's up to Phantom to actually try and bait the defuse here, which he's trying to attempt to do, but Pizza is aware. Pizza is patiently waiting for the mirror to make a mistake, but just push a little bit too far or waits enough time, and Phantom now needs to try and stick this defuse. Unfortunately, the Hibana goes for the drop, but with 7 seconds, he might just make it. It was either 7 seconds or just under the 7 seconds, so it's going to be extremely close in time. Will the mirror make it? No, just barely by milliseconds. The attackers actually managed to win this round as the defuse timer did run out. So very cool first round. Going to the side of Windoski, putting the score on 0-1. So with an 0-1 score, we're starting this map out. Let me just quickly take a look on the side statistics, specifically for this competition for the map Oregon. What I'm seeing is a 54.8 defensive win rate. So technically, defenders should be
Defenders, protect your bombs
should
from
be
being
favored
defused
here.
by attackers.
But for now, it was a first attacking round win. Just, I mean, it's nothing bad. That the defenders still have plenty of opportunity to work on a comeback here, and it did get extremely close. So likely we will see a comeback from WeSports at 1 point. Well, for now, WeSports is going to attempt to defend the same bomb site one more time as, I mean, they did get very close. Just with a slight adjustment, just a bit of a better defense there. Just trying to stay alive a little bit longer. Correcting some of the mistakes that were potentially made. They should be able to counter Windows a little bit better and potentially score around this time around. So Windows yet again going for another attacking rounds. Again, we're seeing the Mozzie going for that roam, this time playing on the top floor, trying to just find some of those drones and to just kind of stay hidden and waste a lot of time on the attacking side. But Peter already aggressively on the Ash, already trying to enter from Master Bedroom, but Ted's already finding Jewett. What just happened there? Maya already lost his life very early on, playing inside of kitchen, and therefore already got taken care of. Weedy just waiting and hiding here in dorms, already getting spotted out by the Monty. A very difficult position for either player to be in, but still finding the kill on Peter, which is quite impressive, as he's so distracted by the Monty player. Another player coming from wide stairs, but for now, just giving Weedy still a bit of opportunity there. After getting killed, Tedder's actually finding the player on white, but finally Weedy getting taken care of by Konsky. They want to do 3 versus 3 man count. Still 2 minutes remaining, so within 1 minute, 4 people actually did lose their life. And well, this just brings us to a little bit of a moment where players can just kind of regroup, reposition themselves, and get ready for another attacking wave. Every single defender is playing downstairs. The attackers are getting quite a bit of free playing space, and especially with Hibana still in play, they will likely start opening up some of those hatches anytime soon to provide some more opportunity for the attacking team.
Cover!
So at 1 minute and 15 seconds now remaining, it's actually Hinky. There's Hinky. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but it's the mute playing on those backstairs, throwing at C4. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what he just did damage. I don't think he did. But either way, it's now 3 versus 3 situation still with just the final minute now starting to tick down further and further. Attackers need to make their move anytime soon and are getting ready to go for their executes. Hatches are going to be opened up. More entry points are being created in this way. And soon we will see attackers attempt their execution. Mute getting damaged a little bit there. I'm not entirely sure how this happened. Going for a quick reinforce just very, very late on. Just block this potential entry point. But with the Monty approaching the position, this might actually become impossible and get very dangerous. Hibana also going for the drop, trying to get for some engagements. Also Nerds trying to land some of the shots, but currently the mirror being the first line of sight, the first line of defense, finding the first, taking Konsky. A 3 versus 2 in favor of WeSports, immediately getting corrected by bringing it to 2 versus 2, and then fighting with another kill, and finding the third one as well. Triple kill for Benson, clutching out a round for the team, or at least securing a round for the team. The first point from the round, putting us on a 1-1 score. So with a 1-1 score, the first 2 rounds have now been played for this match. Obviously, WeSports, for this reason, now needs to go to a different bomb site. And for this, they will go to the second bomb site, which is going to be Kids Dorms and Dorms Main Hall. Very commonly secondly placed bomb site, or some that even being played first before the bomb site. But generally, these 2 bomb sites are the most favorable for the defenders. And they will try to avoid the other bomb sites as long as they can.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
defenders now trying to set up their defensive bomb site for now. We're actually seeing a bit of an out of the box, or at least less common kind of setup being happening. We're seeing reinforcements being placed downstairs, likely pointing that we will see some kind of verticality happening during this round. I'm not entirely sure to what extent the attic has been fully reinforced for now. I did see one reinforcement being placed there before. Yes, it's fully reinforced. Also, the walking closet being fully reinforced. So the most important reinforcements have been placed on site. Attic from both sides. So this actually leaves them with some opportunity to also place some of those reinforcements downstairs, which they did. And I'm very curious to see how they will utilize those. Afla already waiting in small tower, just waiting for an unaware attacker to get in his proximity, to go for a surprise attack. There is some people, there was one person spawning in his proximity, but that person is now rotating, so unlikely that we will see anything happen. Actually, already in a very strong position to potentially try to counter any potential mute gems being placed on that walking closet walls, so they can potentially breach that wall. But Phantom also being very close to that window that just is opened up, and Peter already getting the first kill on Phantom. That's Phantom. The Goyo being taken care of, a 4 versus 5 for now. But Bonsky also having nice control over Attic, wall already being opened up. And from here, the attackers have a pretty nice opportunity to go to the box from 2 sides. Peter losing his life, Jouet losing his life to the hands of Peter, leaving us with a 3 versus 5 clear man advantage there for the side of WeSports, and that was still 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. Defenders are in for a very, very hard time as the pressure from the attackers will even get stronger from this moment on. And Atha, however, creating a bit of an opportunity as he finds Konsky, takes him out with his C4, branches to 3 versus 4. With still 1 minute and 30 seconds. Attackers getting more and more control, already trying to push Attic, which is completely left behind by the defensive sides. Defenders push back all the way to the bomb site. Peter with a kill on Afla, leaving 2 defenders left standing. C4 being thrown by the mute from below. Beautiful kill there on Pizza. A 2 versus 3, which will definitely install the attack from the attackers a little bit further. That's already having some very strong control over Attic, for where he can find any player playing with kids, but no, it's really finding the kill on Tats instead. A 2 versus 2 situation right now, with both with really fairly low HP, is still having about 17 HP, but still holding his gun, being able to use it and being able to contribute to the team using that way. Nerd making his way inside of games, trying to find a way to plant. It's Peter getting his 4th kill, securing the quad kill. Will he be able to get the ace, as now only the mute is left standing, playing on white stairs, where Nerd now going for the defuse. Peter going for the cover, but the mute doesn't know exactly where the defuse is being planted and where the attackers are located. Timer now working against the defensive side. The mute needs to retake his own bomb site, needs to find a diffuser, and there's 2 attackers trying to stop him in doing so. Peter getting taken care of, and also 1 versus 1. A 1 versus 1 situation with 25 seconds remaining, which the mute needs at least 7 to counter the diffuser. He needs to find out where Nerd is playing and where the diffuser is placed. Very little time to do so, but he is on a good track. But the deployable shield will definitely strengthen the position of Nerd, and Nerd finds a kill on the final WeSports member and secures yet another round for the side of Windoski, putting the score on 1-2. Nash, you're here. I don't think you can be hit on the stream yet. No. So a quick word to our lovely producer to quickly put in Nash, my co-caster, so we can be hearing him on the stream as well. But yeah, the good thing is I'm finally hearing Nash in my ears, meaning he will be joining the stream anytime soon. So no longer solo guest after those first 3 rounds. So soon this will turn into a nice, lovely duo cast. And I believe you're on in now. Yes, there you go.
Yeah!
Yes, good evening, Nash.
Hello, Bozo.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I lost track of time recording and writing music, and now I'm here. I'll be completely real with you.
Well, I mean, shit happens, but I'm very happy that you're at least being able to join us just a little bit later than usual.
5
Well,
seconds
as you can
left.
see, first 3 rounds have been played. The first round was won by Windows
Attackers are
Key,
moving out to
then
locate a
round two
bomb
being
and
won by
defuse it.
WeSports, and then again by Windows Key. So starting back and forth quite nicely, which kind of might be promising to give us a very nice and close match. So let's see how things will be going.
Indeed, we will. It looks like Alpha, sorry, wants to go for a bit of a peek here, but doesn't quite know when he wants to go for it. A player very close to his position. He does hear the man outside the window, and well, I don't know if they're both aware or just the one. They're going to be trying to make their way up Armory stairs. They have the Monty all the way almost through as Konski wants to maybe try and get the peek onto man, but the Blitz, not the Blitz, the Grim of Tat being very, very patient as the Mozzie just decide to rotate away. And overall, we're just seeing a very sort of calm, stable round coming out of the attacking side. They're not really rushing anything. They've managed to take pretty quick control of bedroom, but nothing really extravagant. They know that there's no real ring that's going to be trying to create that presence downstairs as of this moment. They do have that player inside of security that could have some presence in the later round, but Pat's still going to be holding on to that jump out towards big window.
Yeah, with the 4 versus 5 and still 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining, attackers are getting pretty close. So you can see Pizza already being inside of the walking club, moving a nice angle towards Kids Dorms and the rotation and Attic. But the Monty trying to cover the position, really being completely distracted where Pizza is now making his way inside of the bomb site. C4 being shut out, and he now can safely go for the plant, but another C4 comes out and unfortunately stops the plant and takes out the player. All coming down to Tats, the last remaining attacking player from the side of Windows Key, currently playing outside at the big window. First 4 players will know exactly where he is.
Indeed, he's taking a bit of damage, and well, that grunt's going to allow Amai to know that the man is going to exist outside of this big window, and he's not just a myth after all. Potentially could be a legend though if he does manage to get himself out of the situation, but instead gets caught out by Afla on the soft wall peak, and well, that's going to be the round over from a beautiful pixel peak in favor of the defensive side.
Yeah, so things still going back and forth very nicely, promising us to get a very close match. And Nash, I'm not sure, have you taken a look at the head-to-head standings between these two teams?
I have not.
Okay.
I saw that they were posted.
Yes.
I will just take a quick look now, and
yeah, tell me what you think. I'm curious.
It's pretty favored towards WeSports.
Yeah,
from what I can see.
Yeah, so two BO3s were played between these two teams, of which WeSports won both.
Attackers
one
need
was a
to
2-0,
locate
and the other one was a 2-1,
they can.
where Windows Key only managed to win 1 map point on a map like Bank, which has been banned for tonight. So we won't see Bank.
Even then, the first best of 3 that they played, the Bank match that they did play was won by Windows Key 7-3, and the second time it was won 7-2 by WeSports. So very nice counterplay from them, and more than likely, that pretty much just falls upon
bomb located by attackers.
just counter strats. And I think that if you're able to go into a matchup and sort of lose that hard after winning against a team in the same league on that map, it becomes a bit of a worrisome situation for you in this matchup. So we're going to be seeing potentially a relatively similar prospect.
Yeah, and Oregon was played once before, which was won by WeSports with a 7-5 score. So quite a close score on this map specifically. And things are starting out well as well with either team. It's a 2-2 score. So this might become another close map between these two teams as well. But it's definitely Windows Key who has been the underdog in the matchups between these two teams and need to prove themselves here.
Indeed they do. And, well, at the moment, they seem to be doing a pretty fine job on the attack, keeping it very, very even, and well, finding the opening pick is Peter, and Peter's been a pretty star player all round for this roster coming into a lot of these matches, and with him being 7-4 right now, you can kind of expect a similar sort of performance from him. We do see Konski very, very aggressive on these tower stairs, these back tower stairs, potentially just trying to want to pressure these players out of this Shiko and pillar position, but they're not going to be thwarting their ground anytime soon.
Yeah, meanwhile, attackers are trying to just peel away some of those defensive layers from the defensive side by opening up some of the walls, opening up some of the hatches, and just creating new lines of sight and entry points to contest the defensive side any further. Monty's still trying to contest the boiler room pillar area, just trying to distract some of the defenders and try to gain information for the team. But for now, he has actually relocated himself all the way towards construction and he's going to try to make an entry from there.
Indeed, he's... Oh,
right.
Sorry, he's got himself in. He's made his way all the way through, and the mirror's going to be watching him from the far side. Well, she's also at that sort of 7-kill mark, so another star player on the opposite side is going to still be standing as Windows Key get themselves into a man advantage. Tat's going to be making his way all the way through into sight, but dies to a C4, a triple kill from Phantom on that, well, in this round, and this mirror window going to be proving very, very challenging and quite fruitful for the defensive side. This one might going to be injured, potentially, don't know, on the attacking side. So it's not as dire as it may seem. It is effectively a 2 versus 1, but we'll be seeing how this is played by Sync as, well, Nerd, I guess. As he does want to try and get himself positioned towards that mirror window, decides against it in the end, throws the flashbang through, but wants to push through this Goyo fire as and when possible, does get himself into the site and potentially could try and bait the plant out here, tries to take the swing onto the Goyo, but Afla, with the faster reactions, is able to take that pick and keep his teammate that was injured in the running and save his KD.
That's also the first 2-round win streak that we have seen this match so far. WeSports for the first time being in the lead and securing their 3rd round. Nothing too surprising for the team that is on the defense. And technically, Windows Key, with already achieving 2 points, is doing well. But at least, yeah, WeSports just winning 2 rounds in a row now for the first time is a good thing to say about them.
Well, the big positive for the side of Windows Key right now is the fact that no matter what happens in this next round, they at least have a default half.
Yeah.
And the default half on Oregon, yes, it's 4-2, but that's just because of like the way the sites are played, the fact that basement is literally the most defender-sided site in the game, and it's one of those sort of maps where you're not too worried if you end up in a 4-2 situation. But
have discovered the location of a bomb.
If Windows Key are able to get this round, they come out with a win, and they're able to go into their half on defense with a 3-3 split, then technically, if WeSports if WeSports get even close to winning, it's a comeback. And that's where you start to get worried for the side of WeSports, because Windows Key are on the cusp of being able to string this round in and be able to string a few more rounds together on the defense. And on the side of WeSports, you really want to try and deny that and stop that from happening. And when your primary gunner, who was using a Vector last round, who's 9-2 currently, has a UMP in his hand, it's not exactly ideal.
No, that definitely will put some change in the board, but Alpha trying to go for a spawn peek here, getting someone in his crosshair, but unfortunately not landing any shots. But the good thing at the same time is that he also managed to get out there without being hit a single bit of damage. So both sides not suffering any damage, which is, I mean, we can just act like nothing happened.
Indeed, Peter once again is managed to just worm his way inside of the building, and he's all the way inside the Z corridor, about to go past those freezer stairs. Nobody going to be contesting from over there, and he's going to be able to get himself all the way close to site now. As Afla finds the opening pick, that's going to be very, very good for the defensive side, as they want to try and secure more in this round, get themselves that 4-2 half that they're really so hungry for. But the castle could be in a bit of a precarious position right now if anyone does decide to try and peek those holes from above. Nobody deciding to as of this very moment, but also could be a bit precarious for the attackers to try and peek.
Yeah, attackers having some pretty good control over the map right now. I mean, every single defender has been pushed back towards the ground floor for the moment and is playing in or near the bomb site, giving attackers quite a bit of free playing space. And when they're getting another kill on Afla,
beautiful,
also going the way of Windows Key. Beautiful kill indeed. With Rom unfortunately taken care of, so further penalties to be made will be a little bit more tricky. But Buck is luckily still very effective. But in many seasons we didn't have any Rom to do so, so Buck was one of the go-to operators to do it, and he's still quite effective. and will make it a living nightmare to play on the bomb side for any defender.
Well, something a lot of people don't really consider is the fact that Buck and Ace are two of the most versatile operators in the game. When it comes down to Buck in particular, I'd argue that Buck is more versatile than Ace is. You have those hard breach charges that you are able to clear out utility with. You can also bring along flashbangs if you want to try and go for that more frag-oriented play style. And, well, we do see Phantom fall, but it does get the pick onto the Buck that I was just talking about. But you also have an insanely good gun, a 1.5. It's just such a good operator to have in many of these like sort of solo situations, or even if you're going to have someone on a lurk play. But looks like Nerd wants to try and go for a bit of a lurk on towards Weedy, and well, Weedy trying to punch out those track stingers wasn't quite successful. As now we see the player above ready to catch out this man as he comes through the rotate. He tries to move past it all, but runs into 3 different sight lines. The third one does finally secure the kill, but yeah, it's not exactly great for the side of WeSports here if we're going to be going on to the Windows Key defensive half. Three split. One of those where it's completely in favor of this Windows Keys side, as now they're going to be going on to the defense. And well, Tuberau and Cade, a beautiful little combination that we have seen previous in this league in the Swiss stage on Monday. So it's like what they're going to do is they're going to play around these default walls. They're going to have the Cade claws pre-placed. They're going to be understanding that the enemy team, well, they're going to be hoping the enemy team brings the Thatcher or brings along the EM. And, well, when they actually drone out these Cade claws or get themselves in a position to actually get the hatch with them, they're not going to be able to, because the Tuberau is just going to freeze the hatch, and the Cade claw is going to reactivate once the freezing effect is over, because, well, EMP nades and Thatcher nades don't last long enough for Tuberau's gadget to be ineffective alongside Cade. So more than likely, that's the playstyle we're going to be seeing. A similar playstyle to what we saw Monday, in one of the matches on this exact map, on this exact site.
And Oregon map, we have seen plenty of times with an ESA Cup where not too many things are surprising us anymore. But luckily, still enough teams who are, especially very skilled teams, are still being able to, provide us with some pretty interesting stuff. And interesting stuff, talking about that, might be one of the aggressive approaches here from the side of WeSports. We'll be playing on the blitz, hopping in, getting ready for the rush, pushing the position. 2 kills happening from the defensive side, but Afla making things right by getting a double kill. Another kill coming out from Hisky and from Afla, leaving Tats all left standing in a 3 versus 1 position. He's playing outside of the bomb side, playing on meeting hall, going for the drop and trying to find the attackers. Afla waiting and getting ready, taking the final kill.
Oh dear.
For WeSports within the split second.
Look at how close this blitz is as well. Kills him. Oh, you don't see it. But the blitz was literally just an inch behind him. He was kind of boned either way. Even if he secured that kill, it was a scary situation nonetheless. And well, playing the Warden there definitely should have been effective, but unfortunately wasn't quite the case, as they are going to be opting to go for the same site again in hopes that they don't go for the same play. Bringing along the Malusi instead of the Tuberau, as a bit of denial instead of, well, having that freezing effect on the hatch. So they're more worried about this sort of like aggressive presence from the side of WeSports, which is understandable, than they are the hatch play as a whole.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
The way the Spaceman site tends to be played is a very filtration-oriented sort of style. Even if you have like all of this sort of control of blue or upstairs or whatever, you still have to funnel through these hatches and doors and things like that. So that's where it becomes a bit of an issue for the attacking side, pretty much no matter what situation you're in.
Yeah, and the side of Windows Key is going to attempt the same bomb side one more. Of course, they weren't ready for the rush that we had just seen happen, and that was executed pretty well by the side of WeSports. Unlikely that we will see another rush, more of a normal round now to be expected from WeSports, and for that reason, Windows Key is just going to attempt one more time as
Attackers
I
have
mean, the
discovered
performance
location
cannot
of a
really
bomb.
be
Attackers' objective is to
gone
defuse
off
a bomb.
for the previous rush round.
We do have Peter sitting inside of that big tower side, and well, Thatcher is going to be in play this time. Phantom going to be picking it up on the L8 for that operator, and well, the L8 a very good, consistent gun, one with very minimal recoil, more than likely going to be able to secure himself at least a kill here if he's really feeling himself. But rotates over towards this garage side, wants to potentially try and help with the hatches, but Afla going to be once again finding the opening pick. I don't even know where from. But very well played from him, finding that opening pick, going to be getting himself ready to really make his way into the site now and try and apply pressure over towards this freezer side.
5 versus 4 attacks are already getting pretty close to the bomb site itself, like Afla, like you said, descending those freezer stairs, getting ready for any potential engagement. The mirror window very vulnerable to those edge charges these days. I think it went off. I mean, there's no Jaeger or Wamai whatsoever, so that should have landed the shot. So the mirror window is now broken, still like intact, so you cannot shoot through it. You can no longer see through it either. So nice opportunity taken there by the Ash, which will weaken those defense a little bit further.
Yeah, she's just holding on to a bit of a tight angle on those lockers right now to sort of assure that she can't be peeked from highway, but decides against it as she does want to try and go for that second peek onto the other mirror window to deny out the vision of that one too. The drop onto Freezer, does he know about the player that's going to be hanging around inside of there? He indeed finds out, but isn't able to find himself the kill. Consti goes for another peek, very risky of him, very poor, uncareful play. Has now made sings through, but doesn't quite sing true, doesn't find the frag that he's looking for, and well, it's quite ironic for it being called a frag grenade. Now, these players sort of grouping up a little bit over towards this laundry freezer side, getting ready to try and take peeks and angles, but Pizza, even with a drone on him, manages to find the pick onto Phantom, and Phantom, well, the star player of is the enemy in this matchup. Well, as I said, that Konski goes down, and the man that's injured is going to be Pizza himself. So we are just looking on Nerd once again in this clutch situation. Is he going to be able to actually get away with it this time? Gets the kill onto the gridlock, almost finds a beautiful little flick onto the Ash, but does he know about the player coming in from behind? Indeed he does, but isn't able to find it as Husky secures the final 2 kills.
And it's another round going to the side of WeSports, and interestingly, the attacking side being quite strong, more strong than usual here on a map like Oregon, which is a surprise. Hey, a 5-3 score for WeSports, a nice little 2-point advantage, and kind of a breaking point for Windowski. They need to start winning defensive rounds, which should be in their favor. Because if they don't, if they lose a single one more, it will be match point for their, or map point for their opponents.
Did it well, and well, going onto your defensive half in a 3-3 split is ideal for, well, the side of Windows Key, but unfortunately they're just not able to sustain these holds on the defense. They unfortunately have now lost 2 basement sites in a row, and Afla has managed to get himself from the lower end of the scoreboard all the way up to the top. So now we're looking at a situation where we've got 2 players on the opposite side that are really putting in the work and really putting in the effort to be able to really start applying pressure in this matchup. So, well, we'll have to see if they're able to sustain it coming into the next map.
10 seconds to go.
If they are, well, in the next few rounds as well, but mainly the next map, if they do come out of this map with a win, because, well, if you
attackers must load
if you lose all your momentum the moment we have a map switch, then you're not really going to be in a good position.
Yeah. Have you seen which the next map is going to be, Nash?
I have not.
It's going to be Clubhouse.
Oh dear. Oh
yes.
No.
Yes, Clubhouse is going to be the map which we will see after this, and potentially as decider. It's a bit more of an interesting map. We don't see too often, but for now, Oregon and then Clubhouse. Weedy starting out with the first kill, taking care of Konski, playing as the Frost, likely already put down all of his utility and no longer being able to contribute as much, but still with his gun, of course. But after getting another kill on Peter, and suddenly two members of Windows Key are already down with Valkyrie extremely low HP as well. So is Weedy.
These entries are just unbelievable. I'm watching an Ash just walk through Garage into main lobby and just sit there as if like nothing's going on.
Oh.
And it is the most unbelievable thing because both sides have done it so far. Phantom finds another one, getting himself up onto that 11th kill, getting himself finally past the 10 that he was so stuck on for the last couple rounds. And well, C4 goes out onto the breach. Pizza, beautiful little 2K from him. The round goes from, well, scary to winnable, but Nerd's still going to be very low on HP as he is holding on the opposite side of this Z corridor. Affler tries to go for a bit of a prone peek on the Z corridor, but gets caught out from above. And now we look at a situation where there's a 2v2, both players on either side going to be about equal in health, but a little more on the attacking side. And now the mute going to be one tap as well. So we're looking at a bit of a scary situation for this defense as they really don't want to lose their man count, as Pizza has just done a phenomenal job at keeping them in the running.
Yeah, and just mind that there's still a minute remaining for the attacking side, giving them an opportunity to actually do some drone work if they want to. Actually, they don't have those drones, so that's going to be a bit of a tricky thing for them. So that will make things a bit more complicated for the attacking side. But as Weedy finds Pizza, things are looking more favorable for the attacking side. Nerd, however, did pre-place his support downstairs, is waiting for the right moment to actually detonate it. Does find Weedy as well, which is now injured. Almost finds the kill with C4, but then still secures the final kill with his gun and secures the round for the set of Windows Key just before things would be too late. And we now find ourselves on a 5-4 score.
That is absolutely phenomenal from Weedy there. Oh, not Weedy. I'm losing my mind. That's absolutely phenomenal from Pizza and Nerd there.
Yes.
Like Nerd being able to clutch out the round, and then Pizza just being able to secure those 3 kills, those 3 crucial kills onto not only 2 of the top fraggers, but also just being able to take out someone that's on the lower floor through that verticality in order to keep his teammates safe is just absolutely amazing. Really good team play from the both of them, and the pre-play C4 from Nerd was just the perfect play. Blocked enough of the sound for him to be able to walk to the gridlocks right and really be able to be unchecked and unheard. And well, you can't really ask for any more from any of these players.
No, definitely not. It's already a beautiful matchup between the teams, even as we have only seen 10 rounds so far. But so far, still a beautiful match already. WeSports still being 1 point ahead of Windows Key. And Windows Key now going back to the bombs that they lost 2 times previously. So WeSports kind of knowing what they're up against and potentially being able to have another one at the same time. Windows Key. 3rd time is the charm. That's the saying. So if that's true, then we should see a Windows Key round right now and bring us to the 5-5 even score.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Indeed. We are seeing this basement hold. They do have the hatch reinforced, so not going to be playing that 3rd floor presence. Or, well, 2nd floor presence, I guess. Considering people probably won't understand what I mean. Either way. We are seeing a bit of drone work going on towards this small tower side, and more than likely they're going to be just making their way in through this shower corridor and trying to apply pressure on the freezer early. We do see Affler, the man of the hour right now, going to be just making his way into showers, checking every single corner imaginable, making sure that nobody is going to be on this little lurk play. But speaking of lurk play, we do have a Weedy Pov now as we're moving over towards this tower side. He's going to try and catch out any of these players that are hovering around in meeting. Hatch opened as a bait, but no one's actually up there as of this moment. And Husky going to be just getting ready to open up these hatches.
A really big fucking hole.
Ibana now opening up those hatches, creating new lines of sight and entry points for the attacking team, really playing as the net, trying to ascend those backstairs, trying to find any defender off guard, and she's likely trying to stay away or stay out of the sight of any of those cameras.
Indeed. Knock just hovering around on these backstairs right now, not yet wanting to go for the peak, and instead just going to be waiting for a bit of pressure. Nock has made her move and decides to move away as we do see Afla over towards this freezer side, getting ready to try and take out these mirrors if possible, but needs to try and take the peak onto them first. Crash is going to be dealt with by the nade. Same with the Goyo canister. Goyo canister goes down too.
Yeah, with the 5 versus 5 for now, approaching the final minute, meaning this round will be ending in one big bloodbath. This question is, however, on which side this will be, or will be either side. Time is running low, and this is working in the favor of the defensive team, so the attackers need to make their move. They need to take the initiative, which will benefit the defensive team.
Indeed, we've got the Fenrir watching over towards the launcher side, and while Afla going to be trying to make his way in through Freezer, isn't going to be able to get too close as the F-Nut is going to be blocking his vision. They are just a bit cautious about these players that are still hovering around in Freezer, but still 10 players alive. One goes down, finally Husky and Reedy managed to get the openings for this team, but two immediately traded back. A bit of a whiff from the Wamai. Misses out on the Hibana, but we're going to see another trade. Now a 2 versus 1 once again in favour of WeSports. We have Phantom and Husky left alive, both in double-digit kills. They're standing against Nerd, and Nerd is the third time now being in this clutch situation. Walks on the track stingers and secures the kill! Finds a beautiful clutch, saving his team from that match point in relegation map 1. Round 11 now, as we move in to potentially, well, the penultimate round of this match.
Yeah, so from what I'm hearing now, we're going to see a little rehost here, as unfortunately...
Or pre-penultimate, I guess.
Something wrong. So with a 5-5 score, we will not see the rehost, so let's just quickly swap back to the guest accounts. And I mean, this gives us a bit of an opportunity to go over some of the information and visuals that we usually do before the match happens, that we didn't really get a chance to do so today. So yeah, Nash, a 5-5 score. The upcoming 2 rounds are going to decide everything for this first map of today. Whoever wins, I mean, either a team wins 2 and we see a winner for the first map, or each side wins 1 and we're going to see overtime.
Well, I'm a little worried for the side of Windows Key here, because I think we're at like 4 rounds in a row where Nerd has had the clutch.
Could very much be true, yeah.
I think we're at 4 rounds in a row where Nerd has been left in a clutch situation. And he's currently 50-50. He lost the first 2, and he's won the second 2.
Yeah.
And this is where you get a little scared for the side of Windows Key here, because they really can't be doing this. They can't be leaving, obviously an amazing player, but they can't be leaving just like their support in such a dregs of a situation. Like it's terrible. It's terrifying as a support, and you having to do that over and over again. Eventually, the sort of well, this is something more experienced in like physically taxing things, but well, when you're in a clutch situation, you're against good players, and it's really against the wire. You're on that 5 scoreline for the opposing side. You've got the blood pumping, man. You've got that adrenaline running through your mind, and well, eventually you hit an adrenaline crash. And if you keep consistently hitting that, and you hit that adrenaline crash, by second map, you're going to be just dog, bro. Like you're not going to be hitting your shots. You're going to have about a 5-second reaction time, and you're just not going to be comfortable in any situation. So realistically, I feel super bad for Nerd here, and Nerd really needs to take a back seat in the next few rounds in order to come out strong in the next map.
Yeah, you could have just seen, like, if you just thinking back about the previous round where I kind of forgot what it was. It might have been the Wamai who was kind of like standing behind the bomb in Laundry and found the kill on one of the players who was coming from Laundry as well, and then went for a second attempt on the Hibana as well. Like, those are just situations where the defensive player doesn't really need to do those. The time was already running fairly low, and the attacker wasn't in a position where he actually needed to push in. It was the one carrying the diffuser as well. And in the end, the player died because of it. And those are just situations where the player could just take things a little bit slower and just ensure that it will not come down to that one final play of Windows Key every single time, because that way they will stay alive a little bit longer and will stay in a they will still have 2 defenders alive instead of 1.
I mean, exactly. There's not really many situations where
Mhm.
you should be leaving a support in a 1vx, whether
Yeah.
it's a 1v1 or a 1v5. It
Mhm.
really doesn't matter how many people are alive, because at the end of the day, if you're dropping your support into a situation like that, you are putting a lot of weight on them in order to be able to win that round for you. And even if you've got cams and information and whatever else, realistically, if you were alive and doing the same thing, if you had like 5v5, you have one of those players on cams, maybe two, in
Mhm.
safe spots, and you're giving that information, even if those players die that are in that like terrifying situation, you've still got a gun. You can
Yeah.
come off those cams, you can take your gunfights, whatever else. And if you're sort of in a situation where you're constantly dying,
Mhm.
something I always bring up with a lot of these teams is most of your players are stupidly flexible and very comfortable playing different roles. So if you find those players that are comfortable playing different
Mhm.
roles, then swap them. If you've got an entry that's playing awfully, but they understand to an extent how that support role should be played, and your support's playing immensely, just swap them around for like as like a sort of throwaway gimmick in order to like use that confidence from the previous round from your support in order to just balls to the wall, try and take a gunfight, maybe see if you can come out
Mhm.
with a free win. But like, because Windows Key seem to be like struggling with their entries on the defense and
Mhm.
they're not really trying to do anything to remedy it, that's where we're seeing a lot of struggling.
Yeah, so definitely some opportunity for Windows Key to improve themselves. And as I'm hearing that we will be starting the map in about 2 minutes, it means that both of these teams did have basically a very long tactical timeout here. So both of these teams had an opportunity to talk to, like, just like we are not talking about how this match is going. These two teams likely will have been doing the same thing. And well, if there is something to be corrected, things to be done better, likely the players will have been able to analyze it. Vods, I believe that's still the team captain of Windows Key, not being there, but likely. I mean, I've seen him watching the stream, so he's definitely there to still talk to his team potentially, and still also help them figure things out for now. And with this, the time that both of these teams have been given, definitely there have been some time to actually analyze the problems and find a way to solve them.
I mean, yeah, they've probably had quite a good amount of time in order to be able to try and solve these problems, as you said. But I think realistically,
Mm-hmm.
the main thing that is going to play like the biggest factor in
Mm-hmm.
the remainder of this game
Mm-hmm.
is simply just, are they able to adapt? Because at the moment, the biggest issue for the defensive side is these entry kills.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to deal with this player that's coming in. You've got Weedy on the Amaru, you've got Husky on the Hibana, you've got Afla on the Ash. You need to deal with one of these players early. You deal with one of these players early, you just full commit back to site. You have all 5 players on site, you're in a 4v5 situation. One of your players doesn't have eyes on them.
Yeah.
So you at least have that man advantage where you can hold a better crossfire than the opposing side. But we are going to be going back into the match and we're going to be seeing if any of what I've said is going to be coming into fruition.
Yeah, so let's get back to the game here. It's still a 5-5 score, of course. Like, there was no protest happening or whatsoever. So it's a 5-5 score. And I mean, yeah, ultimately, the upcoming 2 rounds are going to be extremely decisive, like I said before. Either we're going to have a winner or we're going to have overtime.
Sorry, I was just responding to a guy in Twitch chat saying hard agree.
It's likely agree with me, right?
I agree with you. Yeah, I was just saying like there's a guy in Twitch chat that says the guy tends to thrive in crutches. Talking about nerd, the guy tends to thrive in clutches for games on end, but he shouldn't have to. And I said, yeah, hard agree. Like he just shouldn't have to.
Defenders,
It's
protect your
so
bombs from being
it's
defused by
so
attackers.
annoying as a support main to have to be in a clutch situation more than like once a game, because you just have that sort of like energy deficit of being like, I can't physically try as hard as I did in the previous clutch because I just don't have like the energy or the mental fortitude.
Yeah, like those clutch situations might be his strength, but doesn't mean he should. Indeed, like they should still be avoided at any cost.
10 seconds to
It
insertion.
should be more like a backup thing. So it's good to have him being so strong on those clutch
5
situations.
seconds remaining.
But please have it as a backup plan and not as your main one.
Well, something else I'd like to quickly cover as well is thanks to the rehost, all of the stats are completely reset on these attackers and defenders. And something that does affect mental is, well, that negative KD or like you're struggling for kills or whatever.
Fresh
Now
start.
everyone's on 0. We're back to square one. Just play your game and do what you can in order to try and get these early picks. But look at Afla once again. He's all the way in bunker, ready to take an engagement on this Fenrir that's already peeking hatch.
Yeah,
So
that was
close.
such a close call. Just centimeters maybe would have been enough to expose the head of either of the two players. Luckily, it didn't happen, and we will continue with a 5 versus 5. However, the position of the player might be aware or might be known. And actually, Avila finds a kill. And Konski still the one Fenrir. I'm not too sure where it happened. On the stage. On the stage, he's still peeking that same hatch and finding the kill. The patience paying off. There's the first kill already for the side.
Reloading!
Stay clear of the blast!
Feeding those beautiful little angle here from Nerd on towards that green corridor. Above, Pizza going to be just trying to secure the double door to make sure that no one's able to get any dominant presence, but Tats finds the kill onto Phantom in the upper tower area. And that's going to be where the difference is really made. We do see the Thermite just getting on that rappel and seeing if he can get himself over towards this Warden and find himself a bit of an engagement. But we have Peter on the opposite side, just ready to take a swing. Ash takes a bit of damage, but nothing really detrimental as Thermite has made his way all the way through. Nerd finds another kill, and it's back to a 3v3 situation. One that was a bit more oriented towards this WeSports side is now equalized, and well, Thermite on the stairs could be in a bit of trouble here, as Wamai going to be just trying to take as many beats as possible. Nade comes through, gets the shield, but doesn't find the player, and second one soon to follow.
Yeah, Legion Mines being stacked, which now do initial damage, but we already making his way inside the bomb site. Pizza, however, in a good position to actually deny the plant, and the Turbine deciding to go off it. 35 seconds remaining. I think they need to make their move very soon and are in a bit of a tricky situation. Top floor control is now attempted to be established, or least for Attic, from where the Gridlock does find a kill, but immediately gets refract, brings us back to 2 versus 2 with 20 seconds remaining. Termite and Yana pushing in further and further into bomb site, getting ready for potentially another attempt on the defuse here. But unfortunately, Yana pushing through too far, getting taken care of by Nerds, leaving Weedy left standing in a 1 versus 2 situation. Cannot really go for plants because defenders are extremely close, just patiently waiting. First engagement happening with Nerd, but we find the fallback, unfortunately doing so. Being taken care of, and it's a round win for the side of Windows Key. And after a long time, Windows Key has regained the lead and has established map points for this first map.
And this is amazing from the side of Windows Key. You've come back into the half with good momentum. You didn't leave Nerd in a clutch situation. You still had that other player alive on the upstairs, ready to come in for backup, and you burned down the timer. This is perfect for the side of Windows Key. They really, really need to continue this. Have those players playing in hard-to-manage situations for the attackers and really just commit utility into keeping that player alive. Because if you can keep that player alive, let's say Nerd does live out to the end of the round, you've still got a player alive to give him some assistance. And that's where the difference was made in this round.
Yeah, and now it's, like I said, map point here for the side of Windows Key, meaning they just need one more round here for them to actually end this map. But at the same time, WeSports just being 1 point behind them, 1 point away from equalizing the score and denying the map points and bringing it to overtime. So this potential final round is very important for WeSports if they still want to have a chance to win a round here. Let me just quickly check who actually started the band. It was Windows Key, so this is the map pick of Windows Key. So it wouldn't be the worst thing for WeSports to not get this map. At the same time, it would be a very nice start for them to have it. in their favor.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Weedy could be in for a bit of a surprise here, as we all know what he wants to do, and it could be a terrible thing to try and get himself into. Is going to be outside of tower, does decide to throw the drone down, and this could be his saving grace if this Ross doesn't get out there quick enough. And, well, she is still there at the moment, but the question is, does Weedy know? Gara hook in hand is going to be going up onto the roof, doesn't go for the window yet, and almost got a bit of a peek on towards Peter, who was a little too aggressive.
Yeah, so for now, for the first 50 seconds, Attack is mostly just getting some control, and after being one of those was already very fast and very quick to actually establish some kind of control. Playing in meeting hall, trying to find anyone potentially playing inside of kitchen or in the area. Valkyrie being one of those players in the proximity, currently playing in security, getting ready to wait for any player just passing by, while Konski is still playing in big tower, trying to create some trouble from there.
He is. We do see Tats on this meeting room hatch. Could potentially get a nice little angle down onto the player that is going to be in there. Does get the kill. And now we're in a situation where Windows Key once again have found the man advantage. Duet does get the trade. But on the opposite side, we're now seeing the players that are kind of having that impact in this reset still alive for the side of Windows Key, and well, that's mainly really Tats and Nerd. Nobody really popping off as of yet on the WeSports side after the reset, but still time, as we do see the Finker on side just healing up the Amaru and making sure that, well, they're able to still be just as aggressive as they were.
Yeah, with the final 50 seconds now starting, the timer is starting to run out for the side of WeSports. They need to make that move soon and find a way to make it towards the bomb site. However, Pizza gets a kill. Weedy would likely was opening up the wall from Attic, and now it's a 3 versus 4. Man advantage for the side of Windows Key, where WeSports still needs to find his way inside of the bomb site. Finka being one of those players, but also at the same time it's Ace working his way inside of the bomb site, getting ready. Potentially a plan, but Pizza has other plans. Actually takes out Jewett, secures the kill. Diffuser on the floor, but then it's Yiski with a kill there on Konski. 2 versus 3. Last 15 seconds. The Finka getting ready to potentially take over the diffuser, but one player I think might be a bit of a problem for him. C4 from below, Phantom inside, but gets stopped by the Fenrir and gets taken out by Tats. Now it's the Finka all left standing. Finds a kill on Pizza. There's no finding himself 1 versus 2, almost with 1 versus 1, as he almost secured another kill. But the player from White finds the final kill. But now 3. Nerd Singh once again coming for the clutch this round, and therefore also the map go to the side of Windows Key.
Well, very well played by the side of Windows Key in those final rounds, actually managing to secure themselves a bit of momentum after that rehost there. But I mean, you can't help but be worried with how far behind they went. So I think coming into the next map, they really need to try and get their sort of ideas straight, prepare themselves properly for being able to contest against this, because they went 2 rounds down pretty much straight away. And as you said, WeSports were not only the first team to string 2 rounds in a row, but also the first team or the second team to secure 2 rounds in a row. So we then went into a situation where it was pretty much life or death for the opposing side of Windows Key, and they won 4 rounds in a row, which is good, but you can't help but be like stupidly eagle-eyed on the fact that Nerd technically clutched 5 of the 6. Oh no, not 5. 3 of the 4 defensive rounds that they won, and also was left in a clutch situation in both of the defensive rounds that they lost. So only one of the rounds that they played wasn't down to a clutch from Nerd.
Yeah, so clutch, lots of clutch there on the side from Nerd on Oregon, and Windows Key winning the map in the end with a 7-5 score, bringing us to the second map of today, which is going to be Clubhouse, the map pick of WeSports, where it's going to be WeSports on the defense and Windows Key on the offense. So we're just going to have a break of about 5 minutes maximum, and then we'll be back. So don't go too far. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll see each other in about 5 minutes. And welcome back, everyone. After a fairly short break, we're back for the second map and potentially final map of today. It's still WeSports versus Windows Keys, where Windows Key actually managed to win the first map of today on Oregon with a 7-5 score. So all eyes now focused on WeSports, which, I mean, by the community, by the production crew, statistically, are having lots of expectations in their favor. But Windows Key for the first map at least proving us wrong. Nash, what do you think for Clubhouse? What can we expect after we have seen the first map?
I mean, realistically, I don't see Windows Key winning.
Okay.
For the simple reason that in the previous map, something you've really got to look at is the fact that like they were down players most of the time, and when you're down players most of the time in a map like Oregon, it means the fundamentals aren't quite there as well as they are on the opposite side. And when it comes down to Clubhouse is all about the fundamentals of Siege. And I think that realistically, just based on how the last map was played and how quickly they were able to get themselves in on a much smaller map, and how comfortably they were able to play these advantages, play these angles, stuff like that. I think the side of WeSports are going to have a pretty comfortable defensive side and then move on to the attacking side and just absolutely dominate. So I imagine that Windows Key are really in for it here if they do want to try and come out of this with a win. And I think potentially, I'm like 80% certain that we're probably going to see a map 3.
I mean, a map 3 would be lovely. Those first two maps, like, let's not call it, they're not bad maps. They're actually great maps, both of them, both Oregon and Club. But there's other maps that we have already seen so many times within this competition.
You hate Oregon, I hate Clubhouse. So...
Yes, so two maps that neither of us, I mean, that either at least one of us doesn't really like, brings us to the third map, or would bring us to the third map, which is going to be Consulate, which I'm actually would be very excited to see.
I say this every time, and I'm never going to let it go. The fact that Clubhouse is played, or has been played, that much that it's literally not worth playing on one of the sites as a defender anymore is unbelievable. Like, that should never be the case. The only other map that's even remotely similar is Cafe, and that's because the top floor site is where it's not even worth playing much anymore. Like, there's different strats that you can bring that work quite well, and overall the map's just not really worth playing. But back on the focus of Clubhouse, we're going to be seeing these operator bans, and more than likely on the attacking side, we're going to be seeing something along the lines of that entry denial, that sort of intel denial. So things like Ying, Nock, Monty, Dekebi, in some cases, are really good factors. But we could also see a hard breach, something like a Hibana, etc., etc. But we do see the Monty go out first, which is going to be a very intel denial sort of pick. And more than likely, that means on the defensive side, they're going to be taking out that Fenrir or even the Solace. But one of those two will be taken off the board. Let's see what we get for the other attacking ban. And let's see if I fall correct. But it's going to be the Ash that gets taken out. It's going to be a target ban from the side of Windows Key onto Afla to see if they can sort of thwart his gameplay a little. But more than likely, we're going to be seeing him play that Yana, because he did play the Yana at the end of the Oregon game. So more than likely going to be very comfortable even on the operator switch. But on the defensive side, we're going to be seeing the Azami go out, which is one that is comparable to Fenrir, one of those operators that is very similarly played and also is one of the defensive big five. So we could genuinely see a mirror ban here in favor of the Fenrir and the Solace, if they're going to be playing like these sort of unorthodox strategies and things like that to try and throw off the enemy team. But we do see the Fenrir instead. So mirror going to be on the board. We're going to be seeing that church mirror alongside potentially like a blue mirror or something like that, just on that basement site. And well, on the top floor, not really going to be seeing CC Cash, because mirror is going to be such a big factor in just this game as a whole. I think more than likely the full site rotation for both sides is going to be that gym bedroom, basement, and, well, bar. Because they have such good mirror presence on the top floor for both the gym bedroom and also the the bar site. And also they have such good mirror presence on the basement site just by using default mirrors. So I think as a whole, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of presence come out of these mirror windows, and also quite a lot of roam presence coming out of quite a few of these players. We do already see Monsi on side, so more than likely the final player that's just getting themselves back into the game is going to be on the mute as well in order to sort of play around that. But one thing that we do have to really look at right now is the fact that Solace is still available and she's going to be played in round number 1.
Yeah, and as the player apparently is having some internet issues, the player will likely be back in about 2 minutes, as I'm hearing from now. So this map will actually start in about 2 minutes as to be giving the player a chance to actually rejoin this map.
Well, it's time for a second digestive.
Enjoy. Nash just having some little snacks here on the stream. But of course, it's always important to stay hydrated and stay well fed, because of course you need your energy for this cast. But I mean, I have heard that cookies are not really ideal for your voice, Nash.
Well, who needs a voice? It's not like I sing or cast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, either way, with this match starting about 2 minutes from now, maybe 1 minute from now, did these two players, was this map played before? I don't believe so. No, it's generally banned by the side of WeSports, actually. WeSports usually bans this map in a matchup between the two teams. I'm not quite sure how WeSports Windows Key is looking in general, but Clubhouse and map usually be banned between these two teams by the side of Windows Key. So the fact that WeSports managed to pick it and will bring Windows Key to this map might spell some doom for Windows Key. And
I need chat's opinion. Do I move on to Oreos or party rings?
Sorry. What?
I've got 2 more biscuits.
British snacks. British snacks
like,
I'm completely unfamiliar with.
A lot of snacks. I got these things and these things.
Almost making me jealous.
Yeah.
I don't have anything here. Hey, but just again, an Ash ban, Nash. An Ash ban. One that we haven't seen a single time yet this season.
Oh, it's entirely a target ban. It's
Yes.
100% a target ban. They're comfortable playing without the Ash on the attack, and more than likely going to bring along a Buck instead if I'm going to make like an actual prediction. But with Mirror being so prominent, more than likely we're going to be seeing a bit of Ying and maybe some Kali be implemented here and there to try and just deny these mirror windows. But overall, I think the main factor is going to be bringing along the Buck instead of the Ash, and just playing around the Ash not being available.
Yeah.
I don't think the side of Windows 2 are really worried about the Ash being removed, considering they've just put Peter straight onto the RAM.
Yeah, so with the player finally joining, we can finally start the second map of today. Like I said, WeSports on the defense with Windows Key on the offense, and WeSports going for the first round in the basement, which is not a surprise at all.
Well, yeah, indeed it's not. We are seeing
10 seconds remaining.
a bit of presence on the first floor right now, and it looks like Husky is going to be just making his way up onto that second floor to, apply some early round pressure, maybe even a spawn peek from the CC wall. But in the moment, we are going to be seeing mirror windows be set up. That crouch height mirror behind boxes is going to be a really, really big factor in holding on to blue. And if the attackers do decide to start applying presence over towards that side, it could become a bit of a problem for them. However, we do see the round opening up the corridor ceiling, and, well, you can just see how effective that buggy drone is, as now we're going to be seeing the drone work come through into kitchen. Konski getting a little bit aggressive, just trying to clear out any of that utility and maybe spot out a Valcam if there is one kind of hovering around, but no Valk is going to be on side, and, well, these impact holes are going to be ready to deny the hatch.
Yeah, the attackers making some first bit of an entry, getting ready for finding some of those defenders who are at least 2 on the roam so far. I'm seeing 1 on the top floor, 1 on the ground floor. So the attackers are having definitely something to deal with, as they cannot really leave those unattended. So quite a bit of work to be done. But Konski, what is Konski planning? Is he just countering the impact trick, or is he going for the drop?
He's trying to kill the impact trick, yeah.
Yeah. Almost seems like he wanted to go for a bit like a hot drop, basically.
Yeah, but looking at how this is going so far, the unfortunate thing for the defensive side is there was only 2 impacts that were able to be utilized because the Solace is now on these main stairs. She was on the 2nd floor, so realistically, you're not really able to deny out this player that is going to be trying to get the hatch open. But speaking of denying out players, Atlas found 1 through the wall and towards the other side, but Husky soon finds the 2nd, and Atlas about to find the 3rd. So we're looking at a 2 versus 5 situation with Konski getting aggressive, managing to find the kill on the far side in that back. And the Ying's still alive, so that execute potential is still available for the attackers.
Yeah, but with Konski losing quite a bit of HP to the hands of the Solace, any future gunfights will get very, very tricky for him, especially with the Goyo canister waiting right below, being activated right now. So if he waits long enough, it will run out, and he will have the chance to actually go for the execute. But with the players still above, using the verticality maze, it's Konski losing his life in this case. Tethers all left standing, like SC Ying with the clutch potentiality, like you said, trying to go for the attempt, but unfortunately dropping just a little bit too soon. Phantom getting the kill on Tats and securing the first round for the side of WeSports.
Well, a very unfortunate round for the attacking side. They lost a lot of players very early to these roamers, and well, something you've really got to sort of take into account as an attacker on this side is the fact that these players are going to be roaming, and there is roam presence that is available for every single site on this map. Even if you go towards that CC side, more than likely you're going to have a player over in bedroom, over in gym, trying to peek highway, etc., etc. And there's multiple different ways to do that. So at the moment, we're just seeing the attackers sort of finding their footing, and more than likely not really going to be too sort of capable in these first few attacking rounds, especially considering there's a bit of an unorthodox playstyle coming out of the defenders.
Well, defenders now here going to the top floor, and I mean, operator-wise, I mean, the Mira is available and is definitely being quite strong on the bottom side like this. Of course, we've seen her, she might be a bit more vulnerable than before. Haven't really seen her since, haven't seen her that much since the changes that have happened, but earlier on the map already we saw a perfect demonstration on how vulnerable Mira is towards the Ashe, for example. As one of the members shot both of the shots towards the Mira windows and took those out. We're seeing again also a bit of an extension all the way towards the CCTV cache, which I always like about this bomb site. A bit of a layer by layer defense, but defenders can fall back when things get too hot and waste a lot of time from the attackers in the progress. So very curious to see how Windows will attack this bomb site.
I think another thing that makes that Ashe ban so much more prominent is the fact that, specifically more so on console, Kali is such a difficult operator to play and have presence.
For sure.
So you're looking at an operator like Ashe that has an automatic gun, is fast, able to get into these sort of tricky situations and do it quite quietly because she is a 3-speed, versus an operator like Kali that really has to play these long-range gunfights, has a bit of horizontal recoil on the SMG. So on console, it's a bit harder to sort of manage in comparison to Ashe. Whereas on PC, you would probably see more Kali presence on this matchup.
Yeah, I totally agree. And meanwhile, the attackers are already establishing some bit of control. Termite opening 2 walls, of which one is the CCTV wall, and the other one being the construction wall. So 2 nice entry points. And of course, the Ace on the other side of the map, likely focusing on the jacuzzi wall. And this way, the attackers are nicely spread out and pressuring the bomb site from 2 different directions.
Indeed, they are. Just
Bomb located by attackers.
sitting around as defenders right now. Just most people going to be opting to stay towards site. Punch hole from the Mozzie is able to find the kill onto Konski on that highway. And, well, Mozzie now going to be unaware of the man coming in through the breach, but is going to be just getting themselves up this red stairs. And, well, as Gridlock tries to go through, take the swing, and get those track stingers down, isn't quite early enough, gets caught out, and now it's up to Peter to try and secure this kill for himself. And as he whiffs the first time, tries to get the kill through the floor onto the prediction that he's going to go downstairs, but can't find it in the end. And now you're in a bit of a situation where you've got to struggle. The C4 goes out, clears out all the track stingers, but isn't able to clear out the player. Affler now going to be very close to this red stairs door and ready to take this peek. The swing comes out from Peter, but he isn't quite ready for the gunfight, and Affler finds it. That's going to be the round over in favor of WeSports, up 2-0 or 3-0 now? I'm not sure. 2-0.
2-0. Yeah, 2-0. 2 rounds going to the side of WeSports in a row. 2 rounds in a row going to the side of WeSports. Beautifully done by them, and especially with this final, the second round being even flawless. It really shows that WeSports is up for a very strong start on this second map.
Well, indeed they are at the moment. Just setting themselves up for a bit of a runaway here with these sort of operator setups that they have going on. They're just going to be wanting to apply as much pressure as possible, and well, the Mute Mozzie combo is one way to do that. So
Attackers need to
we're going to be
locate and
seeing
defuse bombs.
that presence come out of the woodwork as well. Something we haven't seen in quite a long time. The bar site
Attackers have
is going to
discovered
be
the
in
location of a
play.
bomb.
Something we do see quite often now. And, well, as I said, that mirror going to be very, very prominent for that upstairs presence, and having the Ash off the board is going to be really, really good for these players, as they're going to be able to play these mirror windows without having to worry too much about what's going on, and not being able to bring along that versatile operator like Callie, because of the sort of difficulty peak in comparison from PC to console is a bit of a detriment to this attacking side, as they're not able to deal with these mirror windows nearly as easy.
Yeah, I'm already impressed how much more we have started to see DMRs compared to before. Like just about, a year ago, DMRs were almost out of the question on console. The fact that DMRs already have gained a lot of potential and really have seen like, an increase in the pick rate is already pretty interesting. But indeed, the Kali sniper rifle might just be one step too far.
Well, the thing is, the DMR that they gave Cooper out is absolutely insane.
Yes.
Like, it's a 67 damage DMR. Now, for anybody that can't do maths, 67 damage times 2 is 134.
Shield is ready.
Yes.
That's absurd.
It
You
almost
can do
goes-
134 damage with 2 shots to the body to a 1 speed.
Frag grenade out.
Yes.
And you just one shot. That's it.
Yes.
On Maverick, it's relatively balanced, because a bit of rock armor changes that to 3. But, as we
Right.
see, a double kill, all it takes is a double shot from that DMR in order to be able to clear out any of these players. But, we're not going to be seeing him as a killer. Instead, we're just going to be seeing such a dominant hold coming out of these defenders. The Frost not thwarted by these players that are getting aggressive, and even the punch hole going to be watching over the top of the shield isn't able to find the frag as he does take a quick peek. Now Nerd going to be calling up these defenders and thinking he can apply some pressure alongside his teammates, but this Ross still not moved out of position. Affler just taking pretty ballsy swings against the man that's going to be standing around in garage, and well, the attackers have just completely rotated and changed their pushing style over towards this stock side. They're going to be wanting to try and get this wall open, and well, the capsule going to be waiting around ready for that to be the case. The rotate on the right side of breach is going to be a really big scare factor for these attackers, as well, they're going to probably want to try and get themselves in more of a comfortable position in order to try and secure this plant. The thrust has gone down, and they have managed to find the kill on the mirror, and it looks like they want to just try and bait out the injured player, but Afla is also to follow. The Frost gets picked up and is now going to be in a situation where she can try and take more of these engagements. Husky finds a kill for himself. A 4 versus 2, very, very good for these defenders, as now it's been minimized to a 3v1. One player down on the defensive side, so only 2 kills need to be found for Tats right now, as he does manage to deal a bit of damage to the man behind the bar. The last man on hatch is going to be above, and he's not even able to find Husky before the round is done and dusted.
Yeah, indeed. Even if you would have been able to find Husky, there would still be that one player upstairs, and the attacking player would have then be forced to go for the defuse, which would have been an almost 100% sure loss situation for the side of Windows Key. But in the end, the castle still found the kill and managed to end the round a little bit sooner than otherwise. 3 rounds in the side on the side of WeSports. A beautiful start for them. In their favor, of course. Again, a bit of a defensive favored map once more. But just 3 rounds in a row is just beautiful. Windows Key really needs to wake up at one point now.
See, the problem is, it's exactly as I said. I don't see Windows Key winning this map, and realistically, after their performance in the previous 3 rounds, I don't even see them getting around. They might get a 5-1 half, but realistically, I'm seeing a 6-0 here, and I'm seeing WeSports just kind of run away with it on the attack. Like, even if they're not able to get the first one, because of the basement just being open and so dominant like it always has been, it's still going to be so good for the side of WeSports, pretty much no matter what half they get from it. Because as I said, the fundamentals are just so much more comfortable from the side of WeSports. They're so much more ready for anything that the side of Windows Key really have to throw at them, and that's where you, as I said, start to get a bit scared.
Attackers must locate and defuse.
Yeah, Windows Key is a bit of in a moment where they really need to start winning those rounds, otherwise they will be 4-0 behind. I mean, 5-0 will be even worse. 4-0 is technically still possible to come back from, but now would be a good start to do so. So all eyes pointed at Windows Key, who are going to attack the basement bomb site for a second time, as a full rotation has happened. But Afla starting off the round by taking out Tats. As the Thatcher gone even. Luckily, Thatcher didn't have too big of a job to do with no bandit, mute, or eat and play whatsoever, but still would definitely be useful. And of course, one man lost, one gun left, but definitely hurts the attack of Windows Key.
Well, a little interaction that everybody seems to forget about. If you have a electrical ability, and there is a Thatcher on the side,
oh yes,
you're not able to use it. And that goes for
Solace.
The Solace, yeah, exactly. That goes for the Solace. The Solace isn't able to actually use her gadget if she gets caught by one of those Thatcher nades, and well, that's a big problem for the defensive side if that does happen. But now taking Thatcher off the board as early as you have, you're now not only able to, or not only unable to deny this Solace, but you're unable to deny these magnets. You're unable to deny these potential Mozzie camps that are in play. 2 impacts go out to deny 1 trick. And, well, you're going to be seeing the hatch get open.
Yeah, I mean, they had 6 impact nades in total, just used the final one, so indeed the hatch will definitely get opened up. And as far as I can see, I don't think we have any roams at this point. I think every single defender is playing downside except Afla. Afla is the only player playing there towards the pool table, so the only bit of trouble that's awaiting Windows Key is Afla, who's still in the roam and did secure the first kill. So they will need to find a way to deal with him. They can no longer ignore him, as he can easily go for a flank at this point. I mean, the Strike Stingers won't stop him for long. Very, very careful at this point.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
We are seeing a bit of a, I wouldn't say passive playstyle coming out of the side of Windows Key, but I would definitely say slow. As well, as people used to say back in my TF2 days, 7 slow die. We are seeing a very
attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Unorthodox playstyle from these attackers. Well, Mozzie whips and Peter gets a beautiful little flick onto his little noggin, and now we're going to be seeing him make his way down main stairs.
And finally, the Roman Delpit still the man advantage for the side of WeSports, but maybe not for long. However, it's Husky getting killed on Pizza, and Peter also losing life ahead of Phantom. It's all coming down to the earth in those final 10 seconds. 4 defenders still coming in this way. no diffuser in hand. This is practically an impossible situation, and he's just awaiting the timer. He does still get 1 kill, but then gets taken care of, and that's again yet another round. I was about to say 4th, but it's 5th round in a row. No, 4th round in a row for the side of WeSports, putting them on a 4-0 score.
I really hope the viewers understood what I said.
What do you mean?
I don't know if noggin is a word that's like
Noggin.
widely used in
No.
Europe.
I heard it and I was like, oh, that's some of those British words that no one really understands.
Noggin,
so...
noggin just means head.
Noggin.
It's just a very like informal way of just saying head.
Right. I might have once heard it. Like it sounds familiar. Maybe like some kind of dwarfish movie. Like some dwarfish character once said it or something.
It does sound like
Attackers
something
need
that
to
would appear in like
locate
Lord of the
and
Rings or
defuse
Game of Thrones.
Yes, definitely.
I can see that. Speaking of being able to see that, we are seeing a bit of a alternate mirror setup coming out of Duet, as they were opting to place the mirror inside of logistics on the right side before, this time opting to go to the left. Unsure about why they went for the switch up, or why they even went on the right side in the first place, but here we are, and well, we're going to be seeing these vertical angles be made by Duet himself, and potentially even a rotate coming into this little gold vault area.
5 seconds to
Yeah, so
insertion.
4 rounds just went in a row for WeSports, but still just waiting for
Attackers
Windows
are
Key to
moving out
at
to
least
locate a
find
bomb and
success
defuse
on
it.
one of those offensive rounds. Things are not looking great so far, and with Alpha just waiting again to start off the round in an aggressive way with the potential spawn peak, just getting ready to find any players spawning at the eastern side of the map. I mean, so far we cannot see any player, no online, getting in that direction. I don't think no. All have managed to avoid Afla for now. No early opening kill this time. But, I mean, he's still in play and still will be able to do some damage. But it's actually Weedy finding that first opening kill, taking care of Peter. That's the Yana, a great operator on the attack, being taken care of. And the round now continues with a 5 versus 4.
Well, once again, Windows Key on the back foot, and well, their top fragger is once again Nerd, as he's going to be 3 and 4, still negative, but so is everybody else. We're going to be seeing Konski take a bit of damage from the drone hole as Bandit did decide to just go for a bit of a clone on that side, and the Ace Charge is going to be dealing with that mirror window in bathroom quite swiftly. Thermite making his way in through the opposite side is going to be able to get himself into that CC area, and oh my god, you can't let that happen. That's so terrible. Like, you've wasted 2 Ace Charges now, and you only got the pick because the man reswung. Like, you're in an even situation with no breach able to get onto the bathroom side. You've just missed your punch, and now you've got to take just pointless gunfights that you've been struggling with in the first place. Stuart finds 2, and that's going to be really good as Nerd going to be left in this position alongside Pizza. 2 players are very capable and ready to take on these swings, but I'm really unsure what they can do here, Buzzmax.
Yeah, there's not much they can do. I mean, time is one thing they have, but they don't have the drones once more, so gathering information themselves will be quite tricky. So if they can find 1 kill each, then things suddenly become very favorable, because then it will be a 2 versus 2 equal man count. Pizza might be able to make the first step towards the right direction. Yes, exactly. It's happening. 2 kills from either player. Man counts now equalized. It's a 2 versus 2. There's 40 seconds remaining, which is a decent amount of time. However, they don't have the diffusion. As we did not find the kill on Nerd, it's all coming out of Pizza. Pizza in the 2 versus 1, 30 seconds, makes its way in, finds a frost, does a bit of damage, but gets taken care of instead. And it's yet another round loss for the side of WeSports, bringing us to the 5-0, 1 round away from
We're already at the minimum 5-1 that I expected.
Yeah, things are not looking great for Windows Key, and like you were predicting, like WeSports, you're predicting WeSports to win this map, and it's definitely starting to seem like that. And what does this even say for the final map, the decider map? After losing so...
Well, the final map has a lot of potential to be very even.
True, but like after losing so badly on a map, I mean, they haven't lost yet, but looking to lose so badly on a map like Clubhouse is definitely going to hurt your ego.
Oh yeah, 100%. But the thing you've got to really consider for Clubhouse is, as I said, the fundamentals, the being able to play as a team, and the sort of play style that you sort of orient yourself with,
Defenders,
and it comes
protect your
down
bombs
to
from being defused by attackers.
being able to isolate these players, secure these picks, play your positioning. And the thing about it is they're making such slight differences, like the Frost position over towards CC, or not, yeah, like in comms, and choosing not to play that man on pallets instead. And also, when you, sorry, I'm like burping almost, but being so sort of,
10 seconds to go.
what's the word I'm looking for here?
I'm
Being
not
so
sure.
unsure about which side you want to put your
5
mirror
seconds
window
left
on
before
in
insertion.
logistics. Like, things like this, very minor changes are enough to throw a team off,
Attackers are
and when your
heading out to the
fundamentals
defuse
are
bomb.
genuinely better, from the way I can perceive this match as a whole, you end up in this position where, like, the gun skill is more there for most of the side of esports. The only real big gunners we've seen so far in these two maps on the side of Windows Key are Nerd and Peter, but Peter's having an awful game at the moment, and Nerd is barely staying even, and that's like the thing that's really unfortunate for the side of Windows Key is the fact that they're not able to really feed their supporting players or even their entry players. Their supports aren't really playing around that sort of style to give more entry. A bit of a lucky gunfight comes, not lucky, but like one of those gunfights that's just kind of, you reacted a little late and you probably should have died. And now we're going to be seeing Duet just hang around on this side over towards bathroom, but decide to move away towards the shield cons. And well, we're just seeing a lot of sort of pressure coming out of these attackers now, and this is more of what I wanted to see.
Yeah. Like, what a way to potentially win this 6th round of the map. It's only Husky left standing in a 1 versus 5 situation. This might even become a flawless round. Yes, it is a flawless round for Windows Key. Maybe a bit too late for this matchup, but they finally secured the point, the first point for this map, and in what a way. A flawless round for the side of Windows Key, putting them on a like 5-1 score in the favor of WeSports. Like I said, maybe a bit too late from Windows Key. But if you're going to get around, then at least this was a beautiful way for them to do it.
Indeed it is, and I think that, as I said, they could genuinely find rounds on the defensive half. But I think the moment they don't really have that basement, and the moment they really get found out on Gym Bedroom as to where they're going to be playing, what they're going to be doing, the operator lineup they decide to bring, that sort of thing, once they've got that down and they're able to understand where you're going to be sort of applying all of your pressure, that's when you will start to struggle on the side of Windows Key.
Attackers need to locate.
I think that's when you start getting run away with by WeSports.
Magnet activated.
Yeah, so all eyes now focused on the side of Windows Key, who's now playing on the defensive side, which should technically favor them. They would need to win 4 rounds to equalize with WeSports, which is going to be very, very difficult. But given that this map is defensive favorites, WeSports also did very well on the defense. There is still opportunity. It's going to be an hard job, like I said, but don't count Windows Key out yet for this map.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining.
As much as, well, the side of Windows Key
Attackers'
aren't
objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
exactly pushovers, they're definitely very, very good players, and they're definitely doing very, very well, but things like that are where it really starts to go wrong. Peter going for an aggressive play and ends up getting denied by Duet on the Buck. As I said, bringing along the Yana and Buck instead of the Ash and even the Ram in this situation, in order to have that versatility. You have the Hibana on the backside, and well, Peter's able to secure that headshot. Beautiful little play from him, but now you're in a position where the only utility you've really dealt with is the Hibana. Yes, you've got these impacts in order to deny the hatch, but you don't even have impacts to deny the hatch. Peter's dead. Wait a minute.
Right. Yes,
Buck
Peter
can
was
get the hatch open.
the only person who could truly
Deploying shock drone.
stop the hatch from being opened up is Tats, who is playing as the K8, but even that is still going to be fairly difficult, especially with Thatcher and Twitch being in play. It's going to be extremely difficult, and also Buck being able to open up quite a bit of the kitchen area to make it very difficult to play right below. So, yeah, the hatch might still be able to be opened up by Gareth.
Screen out!
I definitely think so, but they're a bit unsure about the operator lineup as of right now, and it looks like they maybe want to go for this bar hatch in favor of the kitchen. As maybe they've already got the kitchen open, I'm not quite sure. No, they haven't got the kitchen open, but it looks like they want to go for the bar hatch instead. C4 from below from Peter is able to secure the kill on the Phantom, which is a very nice pick, but realistically the Twitch is still on side, so you're not too worried as of yet. And on this attacking side, they really need to find themselves some sort of trade to get themselves back into this a little bit. But the Yana gets absolutely blasted by that TCSG on the player. Oh, on the player of the Cade right now. But it looks like WeSports are going to be falling off. They're going to be going down and, well, losing a lot of their players. But Weedy left alive is a player that is capable of clutching out this round, even in a 1v4, but the information's there. Is he able to find the pick?
Yeah, there's one player looking for him currently inside of bar and actually managed to find him instead, securing his second kill with the DMR shotgun, or slug shotgun is actually called. And that's the second round now going to Windows Key in a row, a 2-round win streak for Windows Key, putting themselves on a 5-2 score, or 5-2 for WeSports, that is.
All the doubters need to like shush.
Yeah,
because it's like the TCSG is such a beautiful weapon, and like when it comes down to doubting Windows Key and everything, like the side of Windows Key are winning out that round, but at the very beginning struggling, and that's where it becomes again scary because you're losing that opening pick. And you're leaving yourself in a disadvantage. Yes, you were able to clean up and get these nice little picks through the floor. You got 2 C4 kills through the floor, which could either be down to information or luck. But there was no pings, so we're going to go with the fact that it was probably just audio calls with cameras sort of nearby in order to be able to secure these kills for themselves. And I think on the side of Windows Key, they really have to be ready to deny what's being brought to the table by the opposite side. And at the moment, they're playing very much this style of like, okay, if the wall gets opened, the wall gets opened. We don't really care. We want to try and filter these players.
5 seconds left.
Just try and like play with them in order to bait them into a false sense of security. And now that's really, really good, but you really need to be able to consistently do it. And when you're one round away from it being match point to the opposite side and potentially even a 7-2 if they win 2 in a row, you have to be very careful. They do have this player in oil pit, and well, as much as they are aware of Diana that's going to be inside a garage, Diana's aware of them, and they get a bit of damage off and the flashbang goes through, but Afla's the one to find the kill.
Yeah, once Peter got spotted out, he was basically screwed. Like, he was locked into position. A second player could have come and would have been able to shoot him from above. So he needed to make his move. Did do quite a bit of damage on Afla, but unfortunately got taken out himself in the progress. So he made the best out of the situation, which was already pretty bad for him. But now with a 5 versus 4, this round continues with WeSports in the man advantage. The Phantom gets taken care of by Tats. That's the ace, and unfortunately losing his life. Yes, they still have the Termite with some harbage capability, likely still having at least 1 charge remaining, as he might have already opened up the CCTV wall. But for now, yeah, he does. 1 charge remains, so he can still do quite a bit of damage with his charges. But Afla waiting or trying to find a player inside of bar, hiding right behind the counter. He seems to be aware. Once he might not be aware, gets found, gets taken care of, and it's a second kill for Afla, gaining the man advantage for WeSports.
And this is where it really becomes a problem for Windows Key here. They're getting outgunned, which is completely unfortunate, but these players are playing very lucky And that's the thing that you're kind of unsure of for the side of for the side of Windows Key, because it's like you have these positions and you're able to play really well against an orthodox team, but the problem is the reason you lost Oregon is because you weren't ready for unorthodox plays, and you've got a player like Affler who is playing a lot of these unorthodox plays. You had the blitz rush come out of the team in the previous match on the basement defense. A beautiful little 180 from Peter is able to secure that kill, and with him being one of the primary gunners on his side, him being able to have some presence in this matchup is going to be a very positive thing for the side of Windows Key. It's a 2v2 situation, and well, Duet takes a lot of damage. The player going to be close to the door still, and he's going to be getting himself in a position where he's also there. Tats finds one onto Husky inside of logistics. The drone goes through, and well, he doesn't quite see the man rotate onto the generator, and that's going to be another round for the side of Windows Key. It's looking positive, but I'm a very big skeptic. So I'm still going to sit here judging Windows Key, even though Fod's in the chat trying to tell me that everything I'm saying is wrong. It's better if I say that you're bad and then you win, because then you look better.
Yes.
You look like you got doubters. It's the underdog story, man.
That's definitely true, yes. And with Windows Key now winning 3 rounds in a go, it's still not a huge problem for WeSports, but they do need to be careful. Windows Key, of course, getting pretty close now, and with a 3-round win streak, gaining more and more momentum and more, like the morale raising for the team after they were found themselves at a 5-0 score just 3 rounds ago. I mean, Windows Key is on track to potentially equalize the score. Just 2 more rounds are needed to turn this map into a 5-5, just like we have seen in the previous map, which also was a 5-5 on point. So Windows Key definitely on a good track, but they do need to go to a bit more of a tricky bomb site right now, which they actually have chosen to go to CCTV cache, a bomb site that we don't see that often anymore. It's usually bar stage right now. But it's good to see this bomb set again, even though, like Nash always likes to play, it has been played so many times in defense that it's not really worth picking anymore.
Well, the thing is, in order to win this site, you just need basic fundamentals. You need to open the wall, you need to clear out lounge, and you need to clear out rafters. And all 3 are very easy to do, even with a lot of utility. If you want to, for example, Thatcher the rafters, which they're opting to not bring the Thatcher. If you want to Thatcher the rafters, you see that corner over there by the strip door, you stand on that corner behind the van and you throw the Thatcher nade at the top windows in garage, and it detonates right on the wall.
My magnets will protect us.
And that removes all of the ADS utility. You throw maybe a nade or a couple of flashbangs up there, because all of the ADS utility is like EMP.
Magnets ready. Let them go.
Then you just walk into garage, or you bring a shield up, or anything like that. You have many different ways of doing it, but the way I just explained is the way of doing it without having any help. And that might really help people, like... I think that's the angle anyway. It might be a bit further back than that, but I've used the angle before, and it works.
Are you supposed to give some credit to Coconut Bro right now?
Credit to Jaeger himself, actually, because I stole it from a random player. And it was on a Jaeger himself video.
I mean, with the Maverick, they don't even need a Thatcher really like this.
Yeah, but like, the thing is, the problem with the Maverick is Maverick's really good at getting these sort of walls open, especially with the way these walls are. But he's pretty useless at like clearing out rafters. Like, he doesn't bring any utility to clear out rafters. He has flashbangs, yes, and claymores.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Claymores are only really useful to put on the outside of the garage door, and the flashbangs aren't really worth anything if there's 3 ADSs and no way to deal with the ADSs.
Well, attackers are currently making quite a bit of good progress. They actually are gaining loads of control, but with the new operator being played by Heat at the moment, things might get a bit tricky. Of course, here you can see it coming out. The thermocharge, of course, is not being destroyed, not being taken care of, but the C4 might do the trick. However, that the C4, of course, is also electronic based and getting the same effect as the thermocharge. But the only thing he can really do is stall as long as they can, which he is trying to do. But Stetson gets the first kill on Afla as the first defensive player, the first offensive player to be taken care of. And then Duet also falls to the side of the Claymore Duet, and that's 4-4.
It's, yeah, very good that they've managed to secure themselves a pick, but once again, they've just dropped into a trade, and the player almost peeking onto the window. Weedy finds that kill on the pizza, and Windows Key are now on a pretty big back foot.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
Konski, very weak, 1 HP, going to be sitting behind this green box, ready to take a peek onto either of these players, but the man jumped outside of the thermite, and it's going to be the Twitch in order to try and make a move from construction. He's taking some shots over towards red stairs and isn't able to quite find anything, but Maverick over on the red stairs is going to be trying to deal with this warden. Fails to do so, and Windows Key have managed to get themselves into a bit of a more functional position,
15
which
seconds.
is very unexpected considering the circumstances they were just in, and
10 seconds.
it's now Husky in a clutch situation to find 2 kills at the very tail end of this round. Finds 1. Is he able to get the second? The man vaults over the rotate and isn't able to
Operators, you are
peek
out
any of these
time.
angles. It's going to be a round in favor of Windows Key, and they've managed to pull it back to at least a 5-4, only 2 rounds away from taking the lead.
Yeah, after winning 5 rounds in a row, WeSports has now lost 4 in a row, and that looks very problematic. They are still in the lead, and yeah, like they are still in a good position in terms of score, but performance-wise, they are definitely lacking for those 4 rounds. I mean, it's potentially even mostly Windows Key improving, not just WeSports playing less, but mostly Windows Key improving. But still, one more round for WeSports for Windows Key will equalize the score and bring us to the 5-5. And Church Arsenal Room might be the best bomb site to do so.
Now, if the momentum's going to pivot, this is where it happens. As much as Fod is very confident in his stack,
Defenders,
if the
protect your
momentum
bombs from being
is going to
defused by
pivot, it
attackers.
has to happen here. We're seeing a bit of an operator switch up. They've gone for Afla on the Ram, just in favour of bringing along that Yana, and they've also decided to bring along the buff as well. So they are able to do quite a lot of damage to these hatches and this soft floor and things like that, and they know that they're going to be in that basement site. This time, however, they're going to be very, very aware of these defenders having quite a roam presence.
10 seconds left.
The thing about it, and the thing that I'm seeing in chat right now, is
5 seconds
they're
left.
saying the defenders need to roam, but I'd say the opposite. You've had such a
Attackers must
dominant
locate
roam
and
presence
defuse a bomb.
in the first round that you played basement, and now you're in a position where you're going basement again. You just want to turtle, because if you're all on site and they're worried about this roam presence that's going to be hanging around above them or whatever else, they're going to have to clear out the entire map before they can eventually start pushing the hatches, which will be like a minute 40 left of the round. Afla has made his way all the way through Strip and found the first pick onto Peter on those main stairs. And this is where WeSports are so confident. The Mirror are going to be super aggressive as well, and potentially going to be taking a gunfight with this Twitch as well. The Twitch drone going to be just sailing across, and well, she's going to be losing it.
Yeah, with the my being lost, they also lost again their only impact nades, which would have been very vital in keeping those hatches closed, which already have been opened up. I mean, the kitchen hatch has been opened up.
4 C4s again.
4 C4s again. So the C4 is something that the members of Windows Key definitely seem to be trusting on, and they have been quite effective in the previous time when Windows Key played on those bomb sites. I'm very curious to see how those will go. But yeah, just again, the one my being lost is just it's not ideal.
For some reason, my eyes were like deceiving me, and I thought the bar hatch was soft. I was like really confused. I was like, why have they left the bar hatch soft? It was just the lighting, I think, but I just didn't see it properly.
Yeah,
Either way.
Ted's in a position to potentially deny the trick the breach of the Moto hatch. And unfortunately, being a little bit too late, now opting to place his second electric claw elsewhere, which will still be quite useful. But of course, a hatch to be kept close was the main target. Phantom finding kill Pizza, yet another kill for the side of WeSports. 5 versus 3, making it a 5 versus 2. Almost as Ted is down on the floor, down but not out. But that was, yeah, it will make it much more possible for the side of WeSports, which is already inside of the bomb site. Afla and Weedy both inside, finding those final kills. A flawless round for WeSports at basically the last moment they really needed these rounds to be won. And WeSports finds themselves now on map point with a 6-4 score.
I'm telling you, if the momentum's going to shift, it has to happen here for the simple reason that the attackers now have a grasp on the playstyle. They know that you're going to be pretty aggressive, and obviously they're going to be trying to spot out a few of these operators before the round even starts. And, well, Affler being able to walk in as comfortably as he has been with these pre-placed drones, is able to just get a free kill on the main stairs. And more than likely, we're going to be seeing him attempt the same thing again, but with the Solace being on side, she has two choices. She can either destroy these drones and apply pressure to Affler so he has to re-drone everything that he tries to keep, or push, or he can leave the drone standing and instead be a rat and hide in a corner.
I mean, it would definitely be a way to play Solace. So we'll find out. Windows key.
That's how I play Solace and rank. Be a rat and hide in a corner.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works. And it definitely sounds pretty interesting way to play Solace. A bit of out-of-the-box one. But yeah, Windows key going for a third attempt on the basement bomb side. They have played it twice before. Won it once, lost it once. Now the big question is, will they win it again? And will they extend the map for at least another round? Or will WeSports take this map home right now and equalize the map score and bring us to the final map of today?
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Well, the presence from these players on the attacking side right now is looking more so than the defenders. No one really having an amazing amount of presence on the defensive side. Everyone kind of even, but on the opposite side, we're seeing Affler and Husky really take the game away. And, well, Pizza, as I said, has spotted out these pre-placed drones, applied pressure, and been able to catch out the man before he's able to do any damage. And that's going to really soften the blow of these players.
And quite a bit more impact here on the side of Windows key, so the impact tricking is definitely going to happen here to deny the Banas. Failing with those first two pallets, but still two more pallets are needed to fully open up the hatch, so likely still more coming out. 3 impacts still in play, so to open up the hatch for WeSports will still be quite tricky.
Loading new magazine.
Indeed it will be, but we've got Weedy over on this far side watching towards the generator area, watching on through corridor, but the players on the opposite side are still struggling with the hatch, trying to get it open and give themselves a bit of a sightline, and these impacts are going to be dealing a lot of damage to Phantom as he does try and get these EMPs in and into fruition for his Hibana to be able to get that opening.
Sneakily descending the blue, so getting in a very, very sneaky position for where you can easily get a kill. Finds some shots on Pizza, but unfortunately does not secure the kill. His position is now known and he's about to be behind contestants. Finds one kill, but immediately gets refreshed there by Nerd, which brings this round now to 3 versus 4. Still many advantages on the defensive side, and attack is still struggling to find the proper control. Husky shooting some of those Hibana patterns to likely deal with the church wall, where of course it's a strong position for the attacking team to be playing behind, but I believe it has been dealt with somehow.
Indeed, the hold from Husky at the bottom of main stairs on towards that double door, just to see if he can find himself a pick, and does indeed get the wallbang through the bear crates, and well, it's now going to be a 3v3 situation. A very low HP Phantom is going to be in the mix, and it's not exactly ideal for this attacking side, but it's something they've got to work with, as now he's going to be making his way in through dirt. Do they know? Are they aware? I think he saw the Goyo on the opposite side of the black box, and does manage to secure himself that kill, and now it's going to be 2 very low health players versus a 51 round magazine, and well, this could be a very tough time for this defender, as he is going to be trying to make his way in through the site, but it could be a phenomenal clutch if he's able to find it. Finds the first kill and has to take a swing onto the buff, finds the second, and Pizza securing the round for his team.
Beautiful clutch here by Pizza, so adding yet another round here to the board for Windows key. A 6-5 score, staying in the map for at least one more round, but if they now manage to win yet another round after this, they will be able to deny the map point of WeSports and bring this map to overtime. This round will tell us, will we get a winner for this map, or will we see overtime for the first time this evening?
That is crazy. Pizza needs a medal, man. That's insane. Very well played from him, but well, Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, as someone said in chat, nothing on dirt almost cost the side of Windows Key the game. No presence towards keeping the dirt wall closed. No presence towards making the dirt tunnel a bit of a sound cue or a bit difficult to push as a whole. And no barricade on the door.
Attackers need to
So,
locate and defuse bombs.
like, almost cost them the game. They got in for free, and well, with the fact that Windows Key were able to maintain themselves, keep themselves in the game, this could turn into a very scary situation for WeSports. And I mean, it's already scary as is, but this sort of like 5-1 into a potential 8-6 could very much be a very haunting memory for the side of WeSports.
And just remember, Windows Key is only 1 round away from
5 seconds
equalizing
left before
the same
insertion.
performance in terms of round wins as WeSports did. Just 1 round more is needed to have the 1 attacking round and 5 defensive rounds, which is exactly what WeSports has done so far as well. So,
I'm genuinely
very
curious.
nice matchup, a very close between these two teams, which has me sitting on the edge of my chair.
Sorry, I was going to say something really unimportant. I was just going to say, I genuinely wonder how, like, terrible the audio was of me screaming pizza.
Yeah, I think
it was loud.
Mike's tend to break in those kind of situations.
Yeah, but it was a very loud shout. Could have been terrifying on stream.
Well, either way, with the first, 45 seconds expiring, attackers are looking for a way to approach the building and find a way inside of it. Pizza currently on the run, playing as a Souls, aggressively and effective as he's been before. It's definitely a force to be reckoned with for the side of WeSports. They have already opened up the CCTV wall, which they have now somehow abandoned, but are now mostly focusing on the western side of the map, where, of course, the Jacuzzi wall is located. Weedy trying to find any player, sneakily ping on the shield, actually landing the shot, but also miraculously making it out alive and without any damage as well. But for now, they are still trying to find a way in.
Well, as we are coming into the second half of this round, Windows Key still have all of their players left standing, and so do the opposite side. They're going to be trying to deal with these fluorescence drones as they are trying to come in to deal with the shield. And, well, it is successful in dealing with the shield. And Weedy takes a lot of damage from that C4 that lands on the window ledge. We're going to be seeing a bit more pressure come out of these attackers as Afla is about to make his way into construction. Has to contest against the mirror window on the far side, but could be quite comfortable in doing so, as Bandit has to be very aware of things going on around him and the potential hatch being open.
Yeah, with the 4 versus 5 in time running low for the attacking side, they need to be very effective with the remaining time they have. Just 45 seconds, and they still need to take control over construction, over the office, and to push their way into the bomb side, which is going to be extremely, extremely tricky. Nurse is waiting below the hatch there on logistics, waiting for the player to drop or expose himself, but also Peter getting killed on Phantom as well. Nash, I'm starting to feel overtime happening soon. There's only 3 players from WeSports ready to prove me wrong, but as Nerf finds another kill on Weedy, and also Afla gets injured and gets taken care of, and Goldsky gets the final kill. It's overtime indeed. A 6-6 score, both teams winning 5 defensive throws, and only securing 1 on the offense. Everything will now be decided on the overtime, where it's going to be the defense in the favor of WeSports.
I don't even know what to say here, but it's crazy. Seeing 2 5-1 halves in a row really goes to show how defender-sided this map can be in the right situations.
Yeah.
And I think that both sides had pretty good presence. But overall, I just don't really know.
Attackers need to
there's just
locate
2
and
things that I
defuse
want to
bombs.
say at this point. Like, 2 things.
Yeah.
Of course, round swap every single round in overtime. WeSports getting 2 defensive rounds, which should benefit them, where Windows Key
Bomb
only gets
located
1
by
and subject
attackers.
2 of those. But at the same time, Windows Key having the momentum as they have won, not 5 rounds in a row, but quite a few rounds in a row right now. And if if Windows Key is going to win some attacking rounds, they might be able to do it now. But also, it has been quite long ago that they were on the attacking side.
Vods done.
10 seconds remaining.
Indeed, 6-6 now, and well, we're going to be seeing Windows Key go on to
5
that
seconds to
attacking
insertion.
side. If they're able to come out of this round with a win, there is a very likelihood, there is a
Attackers are
very high
heading out to
likelihood
defuse a bomb.
as to them actually winning this game. Though, the side of WeSports are put at the advantage. They've been given the defense first, and well, that means they get to play at least 2 rounds on the defense if it goes to all 3. Well, they get to play 2 rounds on the defense if it goes to all 3. But it's one of those positions for this side where it's going to be very comfortable and a little bit discomforting for the side of Windows Key. And Windows Key really have to play this carefully, cautiously, and dominantly if they're able to come out of this with a win.
Yeah, dominantly seems to be something that Windows Key is capable of. At least the entry is really pretty quickly. Jekyll definitely going to help with it as he will find Prince left by any roaming defender, and therefore he quickly knows whether someone has been in the area or not, which it definitely will be good in spotting out Afla, who's currently playing in the garage. Attackers, yeah, like I said, making a nice entry, having top floor control right now. Now going to focus on the ground floor. After which they can focus on the bottom itself. But for now, Mozzie has been found. His location is known. But of course, he's going to safely fall back to the bomb site itself. Not going to risk anything. And with all defenders on site, there's quite a bit of room to now focus on softening up those defenses.
Dealing with the utility that's left at the bottom of main stairs. Still a minute 30 left in the round. More than enough time for these attackers to really start getting presence on and towards the site. Solace does exist, and they are going to have 6 impact grenades ready to deny this sort of hatch potential. But impact needs to be felt sooner rather than later, as they're going to be opening up that motor hatch and potentially going to be trying to go for a 4-man hatch drop, as
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
it doesn't really look like they're going to be able to get the other one open. Impact tricking is happening, and well, they now don't have any breaches remaining, apart from those 2 ace charges that really won't come into that much of an effect with the impact still on side, especially with Phantom sat right below the hatch ready to deny it and see what he can do. The ace charge comes through, and so does a capital bolt in order to quickly deny that mirror, and well, we're going to be seeing a bit more presence on this side from ace.
Now the 5 vs 5 and only 35 seconds remaining. The round is going to end in one bloodbath once more. Redefining the first kill on Peter. A 5 vs 4 now and getting ready for the plants. Gonski on the plants. Even though they're down 1 man, but Nerd equalizing the man count and he finds leading Nerd with another kill on Phantom, but Husky with a kill on Gonski. The field denied and not planted, but it's a 1 vs 2 right now. Afla down, so not having the advantage in terms of man count, but secures the kill on Cat. Equalizing the man count and finds the final kill on Pizza. It's WeSports winning the first defensive round of their overtime. Puts themselves on map points once more with a 7-6 score. Wow.
Why would you do that? You didn't even need
That was close.
He won a 1v3! I don't know what to say.
That was very close for either side.
It was. The plant nearly went down. A 1v3 for the final player. And now there's another defensive round for the side of WeSports. Pretty much guaranteed if they don't come out of this round with a win. So we're looking at a situation where the favoured half is guaranteed in favour of WeSports if they're not able to win this round. And it was so close for the side of Windows Key.
Yeah, WeSports has a room for error.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
We
attackers.
can afford to lose this upcoming round. Of course, ideally, they will finish this map right now for once and for all. But they do have that luxury of having a bit of room for error. Windows Key, however, of course, they are feeling the pressure. Again, also, they have the room for error because they already have a map point and do have another opportunity on Consulate. But rather they, of course, win the map of the match 2-0. And to do so, they need to win the upcoming 2 rounds without losing a single.
Indeed they do, and it is going to be slightly favoured for them, as they are going to be able to get this round pretty much guaranteed, so long as nothing spectacular happens. But also, they're going to be going
Attacker's
to
objective is to locate a
not
bomb
the
and
strongest
defuse
side for the attackers, or well, for the side of WeSports, sorry. So they're going to be in a position where if they're going to get around and they're going to secure themselves a win, it has to be in that one for both reasons. That, well, they need to win, and B, like, they just can't fail if they need to win, and it's not going to be as strong for the defenders. Like, you can't fail physically when it comes down to your defensive half, because you lose the game, and you can't fail on the next round because it's going to be their weaker side, and you really have to get this win.
Pizza securing the first round there onto Afla, who already were in gunfight before, but now finished off. That's the first member down on the side of WeSports, and that's a Jackal, which will make things a little bit more tricky to find any potential roamers. Duet, meanwhile, opening up the wall there on Jacuzzi, again creating a new entry point and line of sight, and also to be able to cut off the rotation from those main stairs, where the other players are still looking for a way into the building.
Indeed. They're going to be just opening up these highway windows and, well, getting themselves ready for a bit of a take onto the shield, throwing in the concussions from Zofio in order to burn out those Lamar gadgets, and in goes the impact. So they are able to clear out the shield on the bed, which is going to be a little bit better for the side of WeSports, as they really do want to try and start finding these picks though. They have managed to find one, but it's not really going to be worth a grand amount if they're not able to really get that momentum rolling.
And there's only one remaining for the attacking team. Almost the kill should have been found there on Peter, but almost it happened, but it wasn't happening in the end. Peter, very low HP in a bit of a tricky situation. Tats on the floor, being injured, down but not out. Can still be revived, but yeah, might be tricky. Peter finding the kill, doing it to 2 versus 4, as he also finds a kill on Weedy, and now things get very tricky for the side of WeSports. Will we see the 7-7 score? It's up to Husky and Phantom to prove me wrong. I mean, various players on the side of Windows Key being very low in HP. They need to find 1 kill each to equalize the man count, but the time is not working in their favor. They need to make the move now. Phantom getting in trouble, getting damaged quite a bit, but not finding any kills so far. And also there, it's Husky losing his life. All eyes now focused on Phantom in a 1 versus 4 situation. Very, very tricky, especially with 13 seconds. And it's very unlikely that he will be able to do so. Finds 1 kill in a trade, but then of course also lose the rounds. And it's Windows Key also adding a point. And now it's map points, but overtime map points for either of the two teams. It's now 7-7.
Fod is like so happy in chat right now.
Yeah, that's match point for Windows Key, by the way, a map point for WeSports.
It don't mean anything, it's just no.
Oh dear. We're at match and potential series point, as you said, and
yeah,
well, we're a bit scared because we want to see a map 3, meaning we want to see Windows Key win out this round. But for any WeSports fans out there, you really don't want to go to that map 3 because it's very 50-50. It's a map that's relatively newer. Obviously, teams have strats. Most of them are stolen from G2, but we won't talk about that. And realistically,
need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
It's just one of those sort of maps that can be a bit of a wild card for these teams. No one really knows how strong the basement site is with the new sort of lineup and everything like that. No one really knows how strong the top floor site is, especially with the nade change, because it was very attacker-sided. And it was all down to those vertical nades and those power positions being so like still and static that these vertical nades were really an issue. Flores is becoming more of a pick on the consulate because you're able to clear out that long desk position without like any real contention and actually blow up the long desk, similar to how you treat the cafe bars, in order to play a bit of aggression from that spiral skylight. So we're in a position where you really don't want to go to that second map.
Yeah. And weather depends if we're going to see Consulate. It's all going to depend on this map. And look at the lineup of Windows Ski. We're seeing something very, very aggressive. I guess they're going to try to bring some kind of
Attackers have
surprise
dropped the
attack,
bomb diffuser.
especially with members like Afla far offside. This is an opportunity to go for a very, very aggressive attack. So I'm very curious to see how this go. Of course, Afla is in a position to stop this push from Jacuzzi, but he needs to be very
Attackers
careful
recovered
because
the
again,
bomb
like I
diffuser.
said, the aggressive push is being planned by Windows Ski, and if they manage to make their way inside the bomb site, things will get very, very nasty.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Now this could be a problem.
Attackers bomb.
And there goes Tats.
Yes, that's the Ozagon. That's the
Pizza
first
really
player.
needs to have
Attackers
presence
have
there.
recovered their diffuser.
Yes, that would have definitely been favorable for the side of Windows because they're also down one member. Impact nade being thrown, so all the work by Osa also being undone in this case. But Ying nades are coming out. Of course, also the Blitz going to hop in any second. Weedy with a kill on Pizza, but Gonski with a kill on Husky. It's a 4 versus 3. Man advantage for the side of the defense, but as Peter gets a kill on Afla, it's a 3-3. Defenders are rotating back to side, of course, because one player was very far offside earlier. But with a 3 versus 3, attackers are still have a job to do. Of course, we have Konski inside of bathroom, a good position for him to be in, but not a position where he can do too much. It's really up to Peter to make his way into the bomb site anytime soon and go for the attempt onto the plants. But as Juhan finds Nerd, they regain the man advantage. Konski with a kill on Wii, however, equalize the man's count once more. The 2 versus 2, 1 minute, more than 1 minute remaining. Peter now making his way into the position where he can go for the plants. Konski on the cover, throws some of Regine Candelas. Damage done there on Phantom, who's trying to find himself in a position where he can potentially stop the defuse, but again, still waiting for the right moment. Smoke canister coming out. Peter going for the defuse. C4 being thrown, unlikely to hit the target really, as it's quite far away. And you have fighting on Gonski. It's actually defused down, but a 2 versus 1. Peter, the only one who can stop the defuse at this moment. Stop the defuse at this moment, but he needs to be quickly. He dropped down and he needs to retake this position. He's able to. No, he's not able to stop the defuse, and defenders win this round. And that's a round win for WeSports, and also a map win with an 8-7 score. Wow.
It's also a series win. Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's equal. It's equal. I thought it was the other way around. I thought the scoreline was the other way around. For some reason, I was convinced that WeSports won Oregon, but they didn't.
No, it's WeSports winning Club Klaus here. So now.
Wow, we were.
Sorry?
I said wow, we were.
Ah, okay. So now, of course, the map points are 1-1. Both teams, either team has won a map. But let's just talk a little bit further, more about Clubhouse. Because damn, what a trailing map was this.
I'll be honest.
You don't like the map, but
my brain don't work. I really just don't like. I don't like Clubhouse because of how basic the sort of map and the way it's played is. I really like the way WeSports were playing it. They were opting to take a lot of those swings, and that's something that you really don't see a lot from some of these teams, especially nowadays, because on Clubhouse people tend to stick to that sort of very static narrative, and no one really goes for that sort of SSG style roam, which I guess is more of just an orthodox roam at this point. It's not even SSG style anymore. And when you're seeing things like a Solace and a Mozzie and a Mute be brought on, you expect that sort of more physical dominant roam presence. But because they weren't actually going for it, that's where you kind of get really unsure about how comfortable this team is playing the map, even though that it's a map that comes down to just fundamentals.
Yeah. But yeah, basically with the first 2 maps now being done, the first map, Oregon, being won by the side of Windows Ski with a 7-5 score. The second map was now won, a very thrilling map, Clubhouse, won by WeSports with an 8-7 score. Meaning there's just one more map waiting for us tonight, the decider map, which is going to be Consulate. A bit of an unknown battleground for some. For others, they are already a bit more experienced. We will find out how those teams do after the break. So in about 5 minutes, we'll be back with the final map for today. So stay close, because the final map will be insane. See you guys soon. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After a short break, we're here for the final map of today. The final map of the BO3 between these insane two teams who seem to be so well matched to one another. Of course, I'm talking about WeSports and Windows Key. We're now going to battle it out once and for all, because of course the loser goes home and the winner stays in the competition for at least one more week.
Indeed, they do. Sorry, I'm like doing
I was paying
weird
attention to
stuff
you.
on the camera.
Yes. So
yeah,
yeah,
I just wanted to say, like, it's really well done from the side of WeSports in order to be able to secure themselves that round. And actually, I think the main part of the way that final round of the last map was played was genuinely just down to misplay from the side of Windows Key, because they had that player drop the hatch instead of trying to rotate his way in through the corridor, because he was worried about a player trying to come in the later portion of, well, his plan. And he just kind of experienced that level of panic, tried to rotate up the main stairs, didn't try and take any engagement from below the hatch by standing on the billiards table, and that was where they kind of lost out. They lost out to the feet holes on the far side of Jim, and you can't really do anything about that. You've just got to try not to put yourself in a position like that again.
Yeah. So yeah, just to recap the first two maps, of course, that's Clubhouse. The second map you're not talking about. The first map, which was Oregon, was won by Windows Key with a 7-5 score. With the second map, a very nail-biting, like a thrilling map, which was Clubhouse, was won by WeSports with an 8-7 score. Of course, now it's all coming down to the decider map, which is going to be Consulate, which will be starting soon. We're just setting up the final bits of that map for today. But of course, also one thing we can talk about is that it's going to be WeSports on the offense for this map and Windows Key on the defense, of course, which Windows Key, am I saying that correctly? Well, yeah, Windows Key got to pick based on the better round difference. So they decided to go on the defense first for this map, where WeSports got to pick the, attack over the defense over in the overtime. So defense definitely seems to be the favorite side for either of the two teams on this map, and it's going to be Windows Key first on defense.
Well, with them starting out on the attack for the side of Windows Key, it's one of those where you are able to try and put a couple rounds onto the board before you switch over to the defense, which is going to be inherently favored because it's a new map.
Yeah.
And it's like the only real exception to this rule is the fact that the top floor was at first very attacker favored, for the simple reason that, as I said, these positions are very static and you can't really like make too much movement, otherwise you run into a sight line. Like, you've got the position where you play between the bookshelves on the top floor, and if you move too far towards the main window, then you get caught out by not only a crossfire from yellow, but you also get caught by a crossfire from the bathroom window. You also get caught by the crossfire over towards the long desk door, and it becomes a very scary situation. So you play very static, especially on the top floor, which means that the vertical nades applied a lot of pressure, and they were able to get quite a lot of picks.
Yeah.
However, now that people have finally adopted the strats, now people have finally adopted the strats that G2 used at the Atlanta Major, and kind of tried to tweak them a little bit to make them a bit easier to play depending on the platform that you're playing on, and what operators you decide to bring. It becomes one of those situations where, with the nade change, these positions are going to be a bit more comfortable, but they're still a little scary to play if you're able to try and filter these players out with Flores drones, whether you're able to get information with these zero cams, the Ying Candelas through the CEO window is a big one that we saw at the Atlanta Major. And overall, we just got to like sort of anticipate the worst, because Consulate is a map that heavily favors operators like Solace. It heavily favors operators like Azami because Azami keeps you safe. It heavily favors operators like Mirror because, well, the top floor strategy, the entire basis of the G2 strat was Mirror. So you're kind of in a position where you have to try and take out a few of these operators. You have to play around at least one of them being available. Fenrir is also a huge nightmare on this map. So that's 4 defensive operators that are absolutely terrifying to come up against on this map because of the way the map's like... what's the word I'm looking for? Because of the way the map is like built geometrically.
Yeah.
We do see Ying go out. That's an operator that I spoke about being quite a big nuisance on the attacking side. More than likely, the other attacking operator is probably going to be something along the lines of like a Monty or some sort of intel denial, something like the Knock, something like
Jackal, potentially?
Jackal, yeah, Monty's the one to fall for the simple reason that, well, think of a map like Skyscraper. What's a very dominant operator on Skyscraper?
Skyscraper.
Monty.
Yeah,
because it's tight corridors, small rooms, you're able to get yourself in. You're not really heavily contested from the sides or behind, so you're just in a very good position. Azami, one of those power operators that I was talking about literally just a second ago, and more than likely, the other operator to go out is Fenrir or Solace. But Mirror is such a dominant factor and such a predominant factor in the lineups for this map. And I think that not taking her off the board and leaving Solace and Fenrir available is unbelievable.
I mean, that's only going to spice up the match even further, right? I mean, it's not going to be favorable for WeSports, of course. But it's definitely going to spice
I
up
swear
the
to God,
match.
if we see all 3 on the first defense, I am going to lose my mind. We already have a Solace. All right, thank Christ. They're actually opting against the Mirror pick, which is quite concerning considering they're going to meet in console. Just because of how powerful Mirror can be for this site.
Well, we'll see. First bomb site we're going is going to be the top floor bomb site, like you have been already talking about how it kind of changed over the past year. So yeah, that's the first bomb site. We're going from the side of Windows Key. They are going to be here as the defending team, and it's up to WeSports here to go for the offense. Amaru, an interesting operator to be seeing brought here by WeSports, of course, can still be changed with the attacker repick function. But would definitely be an interesting one to see. That would definitely create a nice surprise element.
Well, my main question is, does Konski steal Alamau's mute jammer and put it on the table inside of the closet? Because that's something that they did on the side of G2, and on that main wall that goes out towards balcony, instead of mute jamming it on the floor, they put it on the table. So the
5 seconds to insertion.
What do you call it? The impact DMPs.
Yeah.
It's just out of their radius and just
Oh, wow.
off to the left. So you can't quite get it unless you know that you need to throw it slightly to the left of the wall.
Right. That will be definitely an interesting one to see. I was also quickly looking at the head-to-head standings between these two teams. Constant never played between them as... Oh, wow.
Amaru's already dead because
Yeah,
you're not
aggressive.
droning properly.
Yeah, aggressiveness, a bit of a gamble there, but certainly the punish point already.
Indeed, this main wall getting opened right now by the ace, and, well, the main wall, as much as it seems like such a good avenue in order to get yourself positioned onto the site, it's also extremely, extremely isolating if you've got players watching your location. And that's where you start to get a little worried about whether you can or can't go in and actually get through the door. The main point of contention for this team at the moment, though, on the side of WeSports, is dealing with this shield and also this admin play. There is a shield over towards vending near the long desk side, and, well, Flores is going to be the man to deal with the problem, but he's been caught in a frost map that he's had plenty of time to isolate and find out that it's there in order to shoot it, and instead just swings in through the window willy-nilly, and that's a second man to get caught in a frost map. First one died, and now your second one's going to be on no HP, has to self-revive, and it's just going to be kind of hindered massively.
Yes, definitely. It will definitely hurt his movement for on. Afla almost shut up on the hedge where a player of the defense is playing. That's Nerd playing right at that hedge. A miracle the hedge wasn't opened up fully and the player didn't drop down, but in the end he gets the kill. And Phantom with the kill there on Nerd equalizes the man count a 3 versus 3, but with Jewett so low in HP and like he's hindered, it's going to be very difficult for him to do much for the team. Let's keep playing here on the hallway, trying to deny the shield, but while my disc was placed, saved the shield, but the player was pushed away. So at least still kind of the same thing achieved anyway for the detective sites. With 45 seconds, they need to hurry up as the time is running out for them.
Well, as they try and get themselves a little further into these engagements, they are just claiming this corridor for their own contention and opening up on this corner wall in order to give themselves angles on and through the site. They do not have angles onto one of the default power positions, which is where you see that Frost going to be playing. Pizza isn't able to find the kill. It's Tats to find it instead onto Husky, as now the man with the diffuser of Phantom going to be getting a bit too aggressive for my liking when he could realistically be planting in the corner.
Oh no.
Just decide to plant towards closer to the middle of site. And, well, with trades coming out either way, Tats finds the final kill, and that's going to be round done, dusted, and over with. Windows Key actually find quite a dominant round 1.
Yeah, that's where Solus is so dangerous. Like, even without a Solus, the odds were against Windows for WeSports. But yeah, Solus just increasing the odds for Windows Key even further. One thing I wanted to say earlier, like I was looking at the head-to-head standings. These teams never play constant against each other. And it usually actually was WeSports banning this map. And I believe, let me also double check that one as well. It was WeSports having to choose between Chalet and Constant. Chalet was the other map left in the pool at the very end of the ban phase. And they actually went for Constant by banning Chalet. So I can imagine it's quite a surprise for Windows Key. I even recall reading vods saying something in the chat earlier about how they basically counted on WeSports always banning Consulates. So I can imagine it's quite a bit of a surprise for Windows Key. Of course, being a good thing for them that they do with the defense here. But it might still be a huge difference here, a huge impact here that they didn't expect this map to be picked.
I mean, definitely so, but Windows Key seem to have the edge in this matchup so far. But I think that on the side of WeSports, it's more dedicated down to having very sort of like basic strategies. Maybe not basic, that might be a bit harsh, but having sort of a general guideline for how they want to play the map, and still just trying to kind of feel it out. And just seeing what they can do. And obviously they're against a very formidable opponent within the ESA Cup, and well, with it being map number 3, they have to try and find their way around it quickly. Otherwise, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult map for WeSports indeed, and from the lineup we can see that they will be going for a bit more of a safer way. I mean, of course, Amau will not be picked this time, who lost her life very, very early on by her aggressive plays previously. I mean, of course, we're also playing in the basement, so Amau is not as valuable as the did when they were playing on the top side, but at least it's the opening kill going in the favor of WeSports as they get a kill on Tats, as the guy already being taken care of, but Peter immediately equalizing the man count again by taking care of Afla. A huge loss here for the side of the defense, as is the Buck, a great operator for creating those verticalities, but the only way to really do it as effectively, I mean, Husky with the S charge, not ideally, so creating the verticality will be quite difficult for the attackers from now on.
And it's now or never for the side of WeSports. They found the two I was going to say kills and picks at the same time, and I ended up saying pills, but they found them either way, and now we're in a man advantage situation for them. They really need to start trying to get their footing in this matchup, and as I said, if they're not able to find it early on in the game, then they're going to struggle towards the later end. Heartbreakers made a little bit of a rotation going in towards the little cubby room on the far side, and we're going to be seeing a bit more site setup come out of this Legion, in order to sort of open things up a little bit more for him, allow him a bit more flexibility within the site, and allow him a few more angles. The Flora is going to be opening up a single soft wall that goes towards the side door, and the Solace going to be fighting Husky on the second floor. Husky gets a beautiful peek onto him, but Nerd is one to follow up, and find one of his own. We are going to be seeing these players get a bit aggressive on towards the corridor, and Ace, I think, moving his way over towards that spiral stairs after catching a Gumine, and now going to be trying to take a bit more of an aggressive stance.
Yeah, with the solos taken care of and the man advantage for the side of WeSports, they are in a pretty good position for now, but the time again is starting to run out. They need to make the time, to work with a limited time and be effective with it as it is. And with really getting killed on Nerd, that is definitely going in their favor. It's all coming under Peter, without finding himself in a 3 versus 1 situation where the attackers could even go for a plant in Bob A if they want to. He gets one kill, but that's Husky with the final kill on Peter. And it's WeSports winning the second round on the offense, putting the score on 1-1.
Well, Husky played a phenomenal round, and you could very much say that that entire round was based around his performance. But the thing that I think becomes a problem for Windows Key now is the fact that they've allowed the opposite side to find their footing in this matchup. And I think that they're going to be a lot more confident coming into their strategies. And I also think that that is where the problem with their strategies lied. I think they were struggling for the simple reason that they didn't want to go gung-ho because they were afraid of it going wrong. Whereas now, we've seen them have success because Husky got super duper aggressive, got himself into the building and managed to find himself, what, 3-4 kills?
4, I believe, yeah.
And now he's going to be super confident. His team's going to be super confident in playing around him, and most of the match is going to be them setting him up to be able to get kills and then sort out their execute later.
Yeah, indeed. So WeSports now finally winning their first round as well. Like you're saying, being allowed to win a round is definitely going to give him the boost that they really need, as they were are on such an unfavorable side for a map like this. So for WeSports now, at least having a bit of momentum, a bit of positivity for them, it's definitely going to give them the boost that they need. And with Windows Key going to the same bomb site once more, WeSports kind of knows what they're up against and basically needs to do the same or just a little bit better, but then they would likely win another round as well. But Windows Key, of course, they have potentially made mistakes. They can correct those, and if they do those properly, then then they will be able to win another round. Not sure what's happening there, but yeah, okay. Either way.
The drone work going through in towards the maintenance side, as now he's going to be making his way through. He's in electrical and getting ready to try and take a bit more of an engagement on towards server. Tries to take a bit of a swing round to find the player that's going to be on the opposite side. And well, Ramai does see the man and gets him on the second time around. Peter going to be the first to find another kill.
Yeah,
I didn't realise one was found in the past already. I was going to say it was the first to find a kill, but Husky died beforehand.
Yeah, it's not a good start for WeSports here for their third round. Losing 2 members already, both Floors and the Ash, 2 operators who can do loads of destruction, create absolute chaos for the team, especially as Afla also found it basically all over for WeSports before the round even properly started. Of course, there is still 2 players in play, which can technically work things around, but with so many losses already, they are up for a huge challenge.
What if we see 2 5-1 halves again?
Ooh, that would be very, very interesting.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been
What's Stuart doing? What? What?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, man.
I mean, just get it over with. Just get it over with quickly. The round was already lost practically, and up to the other rounds. But yeah, like you're saying, like a 5-1. I mean, if this map would go to overtime, like it will be the ultimate test, because of course, it's a BO3, but not just a BO3. It's a BO3 elimination match. Losing is a big problem. Like you don't get a second chance, and like for example, like with a double elimination bracket or whatever, you're out. So both of these teams are basically fighting for their lives. Like their dream is to be in the finals of ESA Cup again for the 7th season, and it's really do or die. So having this map go to overtime, that will be the most beautiful test for these 2 teams. And I would say bring it on.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I completely agree. I'm actually kind of shocked at how strong the side of Windows Key has been in this final map so far, as it has only been 3 rounds. But I'm also extremely shocked as to how well Husky was able to just pull it back in round number 2. So I think there's definitely factors for both sides that really could play a part in
10 seconds
whether
left before insertion.
either team does manage to pull themselves out with a win here. But I
5
also
seconds
feel
to
like
insertion.
that both teams kind of have
Attackers
a
must
few
locate and
openings that
defuse
could
the
be
bomb.
taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's definitely like a newer map where lots of learning still needs to be done. I mean, basically, this map is being learned on the go. Teams like they have done loads of scrims, a lot of practicing, but there's still a lot of perfecting to be done on a map like this one. Like it will take a bit of time before a map like this becomes as exploited as a map like Oregon is, where so many matches have been played already. But yeah, lots of opportunity to improve for either team. And it's really up to which team can adapt just quicker than the other one to have a bit of an advantage.
Indeed. Afla has made his way all the way into the building, is going to be inside a piano room, ready to potentially strike on a player that he thinks is going to be nearby, but isn't actually there. Just looking for some footprints, some feet to sniff, and get himself a bit more presence in this round.
Attackers looking for a way in, lots of drone work happening. First player to be entering the building is Duet, but with a nice cover from Husky. That is actually getting taken care of before he could take out the defensive of the attacking player who just entered. So nice start for WeSports once more, which they could really use on a map like this and on their offensive side. So with a nice opening, they can now start focusing a bit more on what's ahead of them, because of course they still have quite a lot of work to be done.
I can't lie, I was waiting for another Frostbite jump scare.
Oh yes.
But speaking of Frost, opening up the ceiling above one of those doorways, ready to maybe catch a player off guard, depending on the position they're going to be playing. But as Jackal takes the corner, Solace going to be waiting for him, sees him through the wall because his gadget is active. So she basically has just free live tracking onto the man. Also, something a lot of people don't know is if you want a BM of Solace, you can, because you can knife while their ability's active. So if you've got a Jackal or a Lion that you can track through the walls live, you can knife them if you can catch them off guard.
Oh yes, for sure.
So a little bit of a BM strategy for a few of these players. I mean, I doubt it'll be useful, but it's funny.
Yeah, Pizza now finding himself in the gunfight. He actually ends up losing it to Weedy, but we're Nerds with a kill there on Husky. And Phantom with a kill on Nerd. It's now 3 versus 2. Advantage of the attacking team. Weedy getting injured and getting finished by Weedy as well. And now everything comes down to Konski, who gets found from behind by Phantom. And that's a round win here for the side of WeSports. And things are really going back and forth, just like they started on the very first map of today, which was Oregon. And we now find ourselves on a 2-2 score.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, this is what we want, right, in the BO3, and especially for the final decider map.
I mean, definitely. I need to look up the odds for the siding on Consulate, actually, for
I wouldn't know.
a few different leagues. Let me
I
quickly
wouldn't.
find out. Take over for a minute.
I mean, what I can...
I'm gonna do some
like,
Hackerman type stuff.
yeah, like, I can't give you them per side, but the general statistics on Wikipedia for a map like Consulate, I mean, the problem is that those stats are from both the old version and the new ones mixed, sadly.
Attackers need to
But
locate
they're
and defuse
saying
as many bombs as they can.
45% defensive favorites.
Oh, that's why I'd look at, like, Atlanta.
Yes.
Like the Atlanta Major and things
that
like
would
that.
that would be a good one, yeah.
Explosive ordnance.
So if you just take over for a second, I'm going to start like digging for how much this has actually got on win rate rise.
Sure, go take a look. Well, for now, we're heading into the 5th round, where, of course, still win the ski for on the defense for 2 more rounds.
Jesus
coming
Christ.
up. Tell me.
You want to guess?
60
10
plus?
seconds left before insertion.
For what side?
Defense?
Yeah.
5 seconds left before
It's
insertion.
61.8% defender sided.
Okay.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Okay.
The only map that's more defender sided than Consulate currently
Yeah.
is Oregon at 67.9.
Oh, okay, not even Night Haven. What's Night Haven?
And they're just stats from the Atlanta Major.
Major, yeah.
Night Haven's completely 50-50. After
Oh, wow.
110 rounds, it's 48.2% attacker sided and
Wow.
51.8% defender sided.
That's nice. That's nice. A nice entry for a new map like Night Heat. That is good for Consmith, but of course these players might be able to prove us wrong, as we have seen it before. But for now, the fifth round has been going on for almost 40 seconds. Attackers are making their way in. A bit of damage there dealt on Husky. But of course, still in a very good position to still do some damage and win gunfights. Solis again in play, playing below, trying to find some information, trying to find any attacker of guards. And Husky is kind of seemingly aware of potentially being in the threat of Solis finding him on the camp.
Well, my statistics for this match should be taken with a pinch of salt. For the simple reason that, as I said, I'm looking at the Atlanta move because it's the latest sort of statistics that I can find. But we do see two players falling on the side of Windows Key in trade for only one, which is the buff. Unfortunately, Atla, after such a phenomenal game, is now 1-5, or 0-5, sorry. Bro's got a donut, and Impact Trick coming over the top is able to clear out the ace utility, but it means the attackers aren't able to actually get any presence on towards the room that is going to be opposite that I don't know the call out. And now Nerd going to be standing in there, finding himself a pick is going to be ideal as, well, with the hatch reinforced, they're not able to attack or contest below now. Frost trying to get aggressive as Duet has already made way into the corridor, and Pats finds another kill, which is going to put them at even more of an advantage. Hot Brooch comes in from Husky, but ready is Nerd as he finds that kill, and now a 1 HP Duet gets to sit back and talk to his team before taking a bullet to the body, and that is going to be the round over.
Yeah, things starting out well for WeSports. I mean, relatively. Like, they had a man advantage at some point. Solis was being taken care of. Fenrir was being taken care of. But then things really went south for them. And, I mean, the pattern continues. It's going back and forth all the way. And it's WeSports earning their third round at round 5. We're now the final round for the defense coming up. And so far, only securing 3 rounds. I mean, that is kind of looking promising for WeSports.
I mean, definitely
2 points. Yeah, they have secured 2 points. Could potentially add a third if the pattern continues. So, I mean, this map is promising to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, they've, as you said, got those 2 rounds, so potentially could be coming home with a third. So if they're able to get this third and go home with a 3-3 half, then they're going to be pretty well favored. Because, well, this map is generally defender-sided. The only site that really wasn't defender-sided was that top floor. But now nades have been changed. You don't have that element of surprise anymore that you did have, that G2 so coined in the Atlanta Major. And that's where you become a little unsure, because you can't really just assume that people aren't going to be playing in those positions, and you have to try and isolate them a different way.
Yeah, the nades being reworked is definitely a big game changer, which actually very welcome on. Whether people like the rework or not. But something needed to happen, and it did, and it's definitely impacting the game as how it's being played at the moment. Right now, the final offensive round for WeSports was seeing a blitz coming out. So again, WeSports going for that aggressive attempt, just like they did the very first round, which didn't pay off for them, and leaving the default camp intact is a bit problematic, as their wild card has been spoiled.
Well, just wanted to go back to stats a little bit before this round becomes truly underway. Something else that really spikes the difference between console and PC is the fact that because of the presence that Azami has, on PC in particular, Azami is the most banned defender, whereas to an even higher degree on console, Solis is the most banned defender. Because of the information she's able to gather and the 51-round magazine, she's just very much a powerful operator on console because of just how much she brings to the table. Whereas, for some reason, people seem to favor banning out the Azami on PC, as far as I can see from stats.
Yeah, and talking about Solis, she already has been taking care of a huge win here for the attacking side of WeSports, with Pizza now taken care of. A 5-3 with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining. Most of the top floor actually being secured, I believe. I think every single defender is not playing downstairs.
So bad.
Sorry?
The crossfire for this blitz is awful.
Yes, but Duet is definitely being able to help out as he finds Konski. A lot of damage there being done on the, towards the defensive side. However, the defender here makes things a little bit tricky there for the Blitz to push on further. And they're going to kill an Afla. Still an advantage there for the side of WeSports. But that's now being lost as Duet loses 5 contenders.
Indeed it is, but the Blitz is already in quite a good position as he's about to get reach onto this wall and get himself implanted even further into this sort of site hold as well. The Gemini replicator does go in ahead, and Goyo going to be just on the opposite side of this corner, and it's a free kill as he manages to get himself in that position. Now, going to be trying to approach even further forward onto these head holes now, where the Wamai is going to be standing, and the final player of Nerd going to be on the flank in behind. Gets the man in the fire, and is he going to be able to stop the man that is on fire right now? This Blitz in the situation catches a bit of damage, but ends up catching a few bullets as Phantom is the man to find the final kill.
It's a 3-3 split on such defensive favored map. WeSports did very, very well on the offensive. That's something that we can say. Like, yes, it's only 3 rounds. The 3-3 is very, very equal. But given the defensive favoriteness of this map, WeSports did very well. And they now get to defend on this map. And if they benefit from that, if they exploit the advantage given by the defensive side, then they're in a very good position to win this map.
Definitely so, as well. We're going to be swapping around on these sides now. WeSports going to be the ones on the attack, as we are seeing a blitz. Oh, not a blitz. WeSports going to be the ones on the defense. I'm losing my mind. As we're going to be seeing a bit more of a sort of conservative play style on this defense in comparison to the way it was played before. This Mirror being a very prominent sort of operator in these sort of showings, I guess. And also bring along the castle just to be a little bit more of a nuisance. I really like what Mirror did there with that vaulting rotate. Not going for the 4th shot, because if you open that 4th shot, it gives a perfect sightline from far back on towards the rotate.
10 seconds left.
And that's not something you like having happen.
5 seconds remaining.
Getting caught out by some guy that's
Attacker's
like
objective is to
stupidly
defuse
far
the bomb.
away because your rotate's bad. Anybody that does that rotate in ranked needs to stop. Needs to just breathe for a minute and just actually figure out what the site setup is, because that rotate doesn't exist unless you're playing Mirror.
Well, with WeSports now going to the defense, they've actually opted to go to the basement bomb site first, where the members of Windows Key actually decided to go to the top floor first. So a bit of a difference there between the two teams, but either way, you will play the bomb site at one point. Anyway. Ram already coming out, doing loads of self-destruction, creating some nice verticality to enter the map with. But at the same time, they have to be very careful, because that verticality, of course, can be used to deny the entry from the balcony, as it can be watched from below. Peter, meanwhile, entering from Visa, trying to find players from here as well. And locally, of course, he can use the logic to point out some of the positions and potentially have some cameras later on.
Loading new mag.
Sorry, 1 second.
I'll take over, that's fine. Phantom gets the first kill there on Konski. That's the Ram already being lost, unfortunately. Did use one of those drones, so a bit of contribution there from the Ram, but not anything more coming for this round, which is now taken care of. Man advantage for the defensive side of WeSports with 1 minute and 35 seconds on the clock. I'll take a smart still getting further entry. Pizza playing as the ace, entering the building now, finally getting ready to open up some of those walls which have been reinforced to defend the position towards Piano, where various defenders are defending the bomb site from above, and as Husky gets the kill on Peter, it's unfortunately also the Dokubi being lost once more. 2 members down on the side of Windows Key, bringing us to a 5 versus 3 situation.
No, it's going to be hovering around on this yellow stairs side. Could potentially catch out this castle if he just decided to prone next to the castle barricade, but instead gets caught out by a warden. And, well, MPX isn't something you really want to come up against in a bit of a headshot duel because of the fire rate and the lack of recoil. In comes Ace from below, going to be moving in, just seeing if he can maybe get himself over on towards this corridor where Tats has made himself so comfortable. His ace charges get shot out and not able to quite deal with the mirror or even open it up even slightly. But the bandit is going to be hovering around with a shotgun on the far side.
One gun you don't see every single day, but especially with the close proximity and the mirror window to play behind, he can be extremely deadly in those situations. Especially with the attackers being in a very big disadvantage in terms of main count, they have very little time to work with as well. Husky finds kill on Tats, and now it's all coming down to Whiskey to Pizza, who's playing in a 4 versus 1 situation as the ace. Doesn't really have any utility. C4 being thrown, but takes out Pizza before he can actually activate it. And Phantom with the final kill onto Pizza secures the first defensive round for WeSports, putting them for the first time in the lead with a 4-3 score.
Well, as they've managed to get themselves up on that advantage, they are ready to start rolling this ball forward. Finding that defensive win is going to be a very, very huge confidence boost. So I think more than likely we're going to be seeing a bit more of that aggression come out of WeSports, especially in the early round.
It's also the first 2-round win streak on this map for either of the two teams, so that's a nice thing for WeSports as well, which definitely will boost them.
Attackers need to locate
We
and
are
defuse
seeing
as many bombs as they can.
these defenders play all of these operators that I was talking about.
Okay.
Every single one of them. We've got the Mirror, we've got the Solace, and we've got the Fenrir. All 3 of them existing on one team. They're just all such good operators for this map, and it's like the thing about playing any of these operators on this map, they're all strong. They're all super strong, and if you're allowed even 2 of them, it becomes a problem. If you're allowed all 3, and you bring all 3, and you play it right, you're guaranteed a win.
Yeah, you would almost
to locate a
say
bomb
so,
and
yeah.
defuse it.
That's where these operators become scary. The only real sort of point of contention is bringing along a Brava. Because the Fenrir is somehow the most powerful one in this setup. The mirror windows can be relatively easy to deal with if you're able to get them popped open, or even use these ash charges in order to get them punched. And the Solace, pretty well dealt with by someone lurking downstairs, and it does look like the Flores is going to be lurking downstairs. He's droned out the player. There isn't going to be anyone coming in for the save, and well, Afla is screwed.
Was it the Flores drone injured or from above by Phantom? I guess the Phantom. Yeah. But it's the Flores drone kill.
I think it was a ninja from no, I think it was a ninja from him shooting through the main door. But then Phantom opened up the ceiling to cover just in case he was pushed, like using him as essentially bait. And unfortunately for the player of Phantom, he didn't get pushed.
Yeah. Well, either way, from those 3 operators I mentioned, one has been dealt with. Ash is going to deal with the other one, which is the mirror, as she of course can now break the glass of the mirror, but the window will stay intact. It can no longer be looked through, unless the mirror of course shuts it open herself now. But
No, she has shot it open.
Sorry?
She has shot it open.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. So the one on the far side is going to be concealed though. So with these sort of positions from the attacking side, they are going to be in much more of a comfortable position to actually be able to try and take this round. Yes, you've dealt with the Solace, but Fenrir is still outside, and this is where you really start to get scared, because you've got only one of these Fenrir gadgets active, and that's all he needs. He's going to start activating more as the round goes on, and once you get to a point where he's comfortable having all 3 active in order to try and deny your push with it, that's when you become extremely scared as an attacker. He's still only got 1 active. The mute on the door has managed to find 2 kills, and well, Tats comes in for the swing and tries to get well, resurrection for his team and doesn't quite find it. The Mute going to be turning around and running away onto the far side and manages to find himself a triple kill onto the players that will push him into the site. And that's how powerful these operators can be.
Yeah, and that's Windows Key WeSports on a 3-round win streak right now, and a very, very nice advantage over the opponent, finding themselves on a 5-3 score. Still playing on the defensive course, which has been benefiting them insane, like very, very well. 2 rounds so far, with more rounds potentially to come.
I think at this point, I am amazed that it's been this close. Because as much as the attacks are very complex from the side of Windows Key, and as much as they are able to clear a lot of ground and actually cover a lot of this sort of map when it comes down to the roam presence, I think their executes are extremely basic. And that's where they struggled there. Their execute was just trying to funnel players through 2 different doorways. Well, one side's technically kind of like a funnel, like a tunnel. They got it open with the ace charges, but realistically, they struggled to actually get in through the door. And when it comes down to struggling to get in through the door, you're using flashbangs to deny a mute. Realistically, you just need to pinch this man.
5 seconds remaining.
And you can't pinch this man because there's someone on long desk. And you're worried about the man further back on the mirror window head holes that are on the opposite side near CEO. So realistically, you're screwing yourself over because you don't have any pressure from the spiral skylight or spiral stairs, which they had to then rotate a player over to deal with the man on long desk after they'd already lost 3 players. And I think it's Windows Key just realizing their mistake and how fatal it was to their execute. I think the executes at the moment from the side of Windows Key are looking relatively basic.
Yeah, indeed. Run drone being thrown in, opening up the hatch and even dropping down itself. It will be very interesting if actually we're able to continue even further from that point on forward. This is actually the first time we're seeing any other bomb site than the top floor or the basement, really, as of course WeSports won 2 rounds in a row right now, which is the only team who've been able to do so on the defense.
Well, this is the bomb site. This is the bomb site G2 favored at the Mega.
Yeah, and with Gonski already losing his life early on, Ram did do some damage with that utility, but unfortunately lost a life afterwards. But also Tad's now losing his life to the gun of the Mira. So 5 versus 3 right now in the favor of the members of WeSports, with Peter now knowing where the Mira is located, kind of pinch her down in that corner. Will not be able to take her out, and will win the gunfight. It's actually the Mira, as Peter misses his shot and Jewett just fights back and takes out Peter. Triple kill for Jewett there right there, leaving 2 attackers left standing. Finally getting taken care of by Pizza for the 4 versus 2 double man count on the side of WeSports.
Yeah, and I think this is where it becomes a huge problem. You've got this fire upstairs that you pretty much didn't even know about until just now, and well, Ace is going to be going for the hot drop. He gets the open hatch and gets himself in towards the site, waiting for the Valkyrie to take the swing. Not sure if Valkyrie actually spotted out the player, but is going to be taking the swing onto the doorway. Now they know his position. Has to try and swing round onto the player that's going to be on his hard left, but it's the castle from behind that's going to be securing the kill. And that's going to be another round in favor of WeSports. WeSports now on match and series point.
Yeah, 6-3. WeSports suddenly seeming unstoppable as they have won 4 rounds in a row, and therefore Windows Key lost 4 rounds in a row right now. Windows Key in a do or die situation right now. 3 rounds is what they need to win without losing a single to still bring this map to overtime and have a chance to still win this match. Not impossible, but given how Windows Key has played those past 4 rounds, they kind of need a miracle to deliver that kind of improvements.
I'm going to give some advice to Windows Key here. And if you want it, I'm giving it to you. But if you don't want it, don't take it. I don't care. Just don't listen to what I'm about to say. Because at the moment, what I'm seeing from the side of Windows Key is I'm seeing them do the absolute bare minimum to get themselves into the site and apply pressure two core operators.
Device activated.
Like that
Attackers
meat on
have
the top
discovered the
floor.
location of
Like
the bomb.
how when they tried to go in
Secured.
towards the basement, they're applying pressure onto the mirror. That's the only person that they know of contesting that first floor site. So they're applying contention onto the right people, onto the people that are currently a threat.
10 seconds.
The problem is you're not taking into account how
5 seconds left.
detrimental the positioning of the other members of the team is to that
Attacker's objective
person's
is to defuse a bomb.
sort of positioning. So, for example, on the top floor, they're trying to push out the mute using these flashbangs, but the Wamai's still in long desk. He doesn't need the magnets to stay safe. He just needs the Wamai in long desk. That wall is open. He could just peek the door and take the swing onto the man that's on the far door. You are kind of isolating yourself because you're trying to take engagements against the player that seems like the biggest threat. But the problem is, the biggest threat is the person that is defending the man that you're scared of.
Yeah,
And that
definitely
isn't going through the mind of the Windows 2 players right now.
Yeah, definitely some advice to take there, and just talking about this round that's happening right now, which might even be the final round. It's Peter already losing his life. Termite charges being tricked by Weedy. Things are definitely not going well for Windows Key so far. 2 minutes to work with for them, so there is still some time to make a difference. I mean, they're only down one man, and they can still find another way to get the bomb site, but they need to do so quickly.
Well, we are looking at
Deploying mat.
a advantageous side for the side of WeSports, and well, as much as it has been such a phenomenal ride from the side of Windows Key, it's looking so terrible as the trades are just happening. They're staying constantly at this disadvantage and really need to try and throw themselves into the fray here, find themselves a little bit of an opening, but they don't see the man that is going to be all the way down on the far side. And well, he only needs one more kill to secure himself an ace. It's a 4K for Fod or for Atla now as he's going to be making his way down the stairs. He sees the player but doesn't quite find the shots.
Nitro deployed.
And
Oh,
now
an
Konski going to be the final remaining man. He's going to be moving up towards this yellow pillar door. Needs to find himself a kill here. Doesn't quite know that the bandit's close, and he is on a shotgun. So this could be very scary for the thermite in question. Is going to be moving back up towards the second floor. The door has been recastled off in favor of these defenders in order to keep that presence on the far side. A wonderful thermite opening for him right now, as he is going to be trying to apply some pressure on towards the hatch. And well, he knows there's going to be a player towards that yellow stair side. Takes the hatch drop, but the man's moved towards the other pillar in the middle of sight. Gets the final kill, and well, that's game, set, and match in favor of WeSports.
Yeah, WeSports securing this final map for them in their favor after a hard-fought victory on the previous map, which was Clubhouse, almost slipping through the fingers. The victory almost slipping through the fingers, but yeah, at the very last moment, still secure the map, and then also securing this map with a beautiful 7-3 score. And wow. This means we say goodbye to Windows Key. Windows Key, of course, unfortunately losing this best of 3 matchup, and I believe that's also the end of Windows Key, is what I've heard. Like, I believe Windows Key is disbanding, especially now as ESA is over. They might still be in some other competitions. I'm not entirely sure. Likely they will still finish those, but I don't think we're going to see Windows Key in the next season of ESA Cup. Potentially, of course, the players under different names, like in different teams, I mean, but no more Windows Key in ESA Cup.
Indeed, as well. Moving into the later end of this evening, we do still have Cosma versus Sevens to cover.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a wonderful best of 3, but we'll have to see where these teams decide to take us and what we are going to be, well, stumbling into.
Yeah, so let's just take a quick look at the bracket for the Swiss system as what it looks like right now, because of course it's one more match done and dusted for now. Like here, you can see it right now on your screen. Like as you can see, of course, it's now WeSports moving on to those 2-2 matches, the basically promotion / elimination matches of next week, with their opponents still to be decided. As the matchmaking is kind of tricky with this system, it kind of depends on what Cosma and Sevens Esports will do, but those will be playing tomorrow, and then the final 6 teams for next week will be decided. Of course, we then also already have a bit of like an updated visual on what the bracket looks like for the third phase, the knockout phase. So that's also one we can quickly take a look at, because some of those matches also already have been decided. A total of, let me quickly think, 5 teams, of course, have already been decided for the knockout phase, and of which one match is already decided: Flawless 7 versus E-Wave, to which the final 3 teams we will add next week at those final matches.
Well, final matches are looking genuinely quite intense for a few of these matchups so far. Like, obviously, we've only got one confirmed, but with these players that are in the running coming out of the Swiss stage right now, we're genuinely in for quite a fun little finals bracket, especially with teams like WeSports, teams like Ecclesia, Mafia Squad. You've got Minions in the mix as well, and AGM, who haven't yet got a dance partner, but will sometime soon.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely quite a intimidating lineup of teams.
It's indeed the filter process of the Switch bracket has been doing its work. It's been doing it beautifully, leaving us with the best teams of the best. Like we started with 16, soon we'll be left with 8. I mean the matchups in these like this week and likely even better next week just are like insane, and I'm very excited to see those happening. So tomorrow, one more match, which is Cosma versus Sevens, to decide one more per team to be eliminated from this competition, and one more to play in those final best of 3 matches for the next week of the Swiss stage, the final week of the Swiss stage, which are again all BO3 matches. And well, the winner goes to the next stage. The loser gets eliminated.
Indeed,
so yeah, that's basically it for tonight. I hope to see everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have Mighty and Velocity on the stream, with again likely Void behind the sticks and doing the stream. But for now, Nash, unless you have anything else to say,
Void
like
carry.
you always do, go ahead.
If you want to see more of me, check me out on twitch.tv/Naj. I've been extremely scuffed today because I have barely any idea what's going on, but that's because I was late. That's my own fault. Bozo over here, over this side. Where can we find you?
Well, of course, Boza Max. That's my name. Sometimes it's with like Boza_Max on Twitter, I believe, and on Twitch. But you will usually find me also on the post of ESA Cup, of course. That's always where you find my tag. So that's where I mostly can be found. So yeah, drop a follow. So yeah, for now, everyone have a good evening. I hope you had a wonderful evening. I definitely enjoyed this match, and I hope tomorrow's match will be just as good. But we'll see tomorrow. So have a good evening.